What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode and live stream of Let's Get Nuts here on the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back, guys. I have had a weird month. I missed 3 shows because my mom was down, my sister was here, and then I was sick. So I'm feeling rusty, but I'm excited to be here with you guys today because we got a great panelists with us here. Of course, we're going to talk some Hot Toys news, 6-scale news. We're going to talk about the caustic plastic stuff, most specifically the Crow. Even Lego is in here as well, which is great. And then me and the boys here, we're going to share some fond memories of our friend, Mr. Robert Feeldaburn. If any of you know, unfortunately, he passed away this past week, which was devastating for us here on the team, but also for the community. So we're going to share some lovely, kind words for him as well. But as is tradition, stick around if you guys like the video. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. And, of course, let's get nuts.
What are you doing? You're completely outnumbered here. Are you nuts? You want to get 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 nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. Let's get nuts. Let's get nuts. Let's get nuts. Let's get nuts.
Alrighty, let's bring in our first and, one of the great ones, one of the great co-host panelists of the year, Mr. 1 Adam 12th in the house with us. How's it going today, buddy? Good to see you again, as always, my friend.
Good to see you, Ben. Welcome back. Been a few weeks. Happy November. Happy, kind of really deep in the fall now. Today's, I guess, daylight savings time. I don't know if it is in Canada. Did you guys do the fall back? And it's like 5 o'clock here in the east, but it's really 6. It's all confusing.
It tripped me out when I woke up this morning because I opened my door to go get a glass of water and I looked at the clock and it was like, oh, it's only 7:45 in the morning. And then I looked at my phone and it was 6:45. So I was like, oh, what the hell? Didn't even know this time change was happening today. So I'm glad people actually showed up for the stream on time, if I'm honest. So yeah, dude, hell yeah.
It was a little better for me. Like this morning, I had to get up. My wife Mila, daughter Emily, they went down to New York City to see Hamilton, and
crazy.
So I drove them to the train station to take the train down for the day, and so they had a 6:15 train, but it was at least a little bit later. It felt like 7:15, so I got that extra hour of sleep. But at least there was some sun. It was a sunrise on the way back, not like pitch black.
Yeah, totally, dude. Well, and that's the thing for me, like even in the evenings lately, when I go to the gym after work, it's been getting dark before I get there. But for me, I'm always kind of like, dude, like once it's dark, it's so hard for me to do anything. So I have to have my gym gear in the morning with me and everything in the car. Because if I let myself get home, it's too late already. I'm like, no, not going now. Screw it. So I'll smoke one and sit down. And even today, I'm being lazy. I've got a gluten-free beer. I still had some in the fridge from when my mom was visiting, which was great. So I'm excited to have a beer and then probably at least do my initial Christmas tree erection today. Wow, that sounds worse than I expected. But we're going to put up the Christmas tree and let it sit in the corner for a week and let my cat get used to it. So, he doesn't knock off all of the decorations in advance. So, but dude, good to see you here, man. As always, love you, buddy.
Good to be here.
Of course, I know you got a chance to get to know Robert Feeldaburn really well. So, we're going to wait till people file in a little bit here for the next, 20 minutes. And then we'll definitely share some thoughts for him as well. Okay.
Yep.
Let's bring in the next guy, though. Of course, you may know him as the unofficial Wolverine, as I always say, but I know him as the lovely Mr. Dave, X-Men Supreme, back in the house again. Good sir. How are you doing, buddy?
Dave.
Man, I'm all right, man. It's good to see y'all's faces, man.
Definitely, dude. Definitely. I was excited to actually have a bit of a smaller panel today, if I'm honest. Just because, like, sometimes, we have like 8 people all at the same time who want to join, and sometimes it's a few less. We haven't had crazy amount of figure news lately, but we definitely have some warm-ups today just to get the juices moving, and then of course some entertainment news, and then like I said, Feeldaburn, but then some 6-scale stuff that I still can't wait to cover with you guys. So I'm excited. But dude, your facial hair is looking extra crispy today. Did you get it done recently, or is just you on a good day?
Nope, I brushed it.
I brushed it. I showered.
It's, just standard maintenance.
That's dope. No, guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for getting nuts with us today here on the panel, but also in the chat. I see all you guys rolling in, of course, as tradition. I'll say hi to everybody here shortly, but yeah, thanks for being here with us on a Sunday. Anybody, who was watching the Jays game the other night, devastating if you're a Jays fan. Damn, did they get close? That wild. I'm not even a huge Blue Jays fan, or like baseball fan, I should say, but back when I lived in the east coast of Canada, the Toronto games were only about a 2-hour drive away from me. So I used to go, quite often with the boys back in the day before I moved. But I didn't expect them to ever get that close again. So a little bit on the devastating side.
I'm a big baseball fan. I'm a huge Red Sox fan. And that was one of the best Game 7s I've ever seen in my life. That was just incredible.
They're going hard.
Jace played a good game. It's, to go into 11 innings like that.
Well, and then what was it? 2 games before they hit 18, which was insane. Yeah. That was a long freaking game. Even I had to tune out and go to bed that night. So it was crazy. So, but yeah, awesome guys. Let's get into the news here. Let's pull this up first. Obviously, last time we saw each other was at the beginning of October. And so we'd had a little bit of preamble around, like, what do you guys do for the Halloween season? Did you end up, dressing up? What were your costumes going to look like? And I know at the time you guys were kind of like, I like Halloween. Like, maybe I'll dress up. We'll see how she goes. How did it actually go for you now that it's, come and gone? We were even considering dressing up today, but now we're in November. So unless you're dressing up like, pre-Santa Claus, it might be a little weird maybe, but, you only missed it by a day. But this was the table set up at the party that I went to. Shout out to Mysterio Meotics, our buddy Jay, who was here with us last show. He put on a great party, and he did all this work with this meat hand thing that you could eat out of. It was like filled with, I want to say it was like feta cheese, but like it was like some kind of cream inside. Too freaky for me to eat, if I'm honest. And because I'm celiac, most of it I couldn't eat, but I looked at it the whole night thinking like, it's cool. It's not edible though. So pretty freaky, but a fun party. I had dressed up like a SWAT person, and I posted about that because like every time I see myself in SWAT gear like that, even the boys at Collecting Weekly tell me that I look like I'm part of the YMCA crowd. So I danced a little bit, had some fun. I didn't strip in the living room. I kept it serious, but it was fun. It was a fun time. Mr. Adam, anything you end up doing for your Halloween celebration this year?
For going into the office, I wore my Tom Brady jersey. You see, I have my Patriots hoodie on now. Other than that, not really. Emily dressed as Negan from The Walking Dead. She usually goes as that. We had some trick or treaters, but not as many as we normally do. We only had like 7 or 8 kids come by, and here in upstate New York, we had like a big rain, and I think we had the remnants of that hurricane that hit Jamaica, and so it was a huge. Actually, I had a tree come down and broke my fence in my yard on Halloween night. So we had like 60, 70 mile an hour winds. So I think that depressed the number of kids. Like only the hardiest kids and their parents went around trick or treating. So we're the house that gave away full size candy bars. So the kids missed out. Okay. We had Snickers, Three Musketeers. We had full bags of M&Ms, Twix, Milky Way, and we still have a decent amount left.
See, that's dope because now at this point, the kid, like back in the day, you had to do it, rogue and old school where you had to just remember where the good houses are. Now you can drop pins in your cell phone everywhere, right? So you've probably been pinned like crazy for next year, buddy.
Yeah.
So it's too windy this year, but that guy hands out full chocolate bars. So that's dope, man. That's dope. And you said Emily was Negan. You should have made her like a paper mache Glenn head to carry around or something, Like you could have got pretty wild with it, but so, can you imagine?
That's a good idea.
Next year.
It's dark. It's a dark place.
It's super dark. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Dave? Did you see any crazy ass costumes this year walking around? What'd you end up doing for yourself? Or even like trick or treaters, all the good stuff. Where were you?
No, I stayed home and didn't do anything. The kids out here are too hardy.
They're too hardy. They don't walk anymore. It's easier to drive to Walmart and get the discount chocolate bars after.
Yeah, it was like the Dollar General is like a 8-minute walk down the street. I'm good. But it was a nice quiet night for me. I love Halloween. I don't really go out and do stuff so much with it lately, just because like I'm in the middle of nowhere. Like there are no parties going on here that I know of. I don't really know anybody who's doing that. So like for me, it's just kind of like a chill night. You know, I get to listen to all the dogs barking as the kids run up to houses. So there was really no different than any other day. So I guess
that's fair. That's fair. You know, it's weird as like the older I've gotten, the more I have like this innate fear of missing out on things like Halloween parties and stuff. Oh. But then there's also this like small part of me that doesn't want to go either. You know what I mean? It's like I'd rather stay home and smoke one and just chill out and watch something, maybe watch a scary movie.
Yep.
But then it's like, oh, maybe I should go out though. Like maybe I should do something. Like I'm stuck in the in between sometimes. But no, that's fair. I guess if you're out in the countryside, that's a good excuse.
Yeah. The older you get, the less you want to tolerate people out in the world.
That's fair. That's fair. Guys, I got a special announcement. We got a surprise panelist here with us today, all the way from across the oceans, at least for me anyways. Mr. Pete, Only Fools and Collecting, back in the house, a division of Collecting Weekly. Live long and prosper, good sir. Welcome back. How are you, my friend?
How are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yeah, I just suddenly thought I've not been on for ages, I could make it, so yeah, why not? Join in.
Dude, so good to have you back, buddy. You've been doing okay. How was your Halloween? Did you end up dressing up or anything like that?
No. See, my son's 15 now, so he couldn't give a shit. He'd rather just stay in his bedroom
and
play on his computer. So we did a little display at the front, and we had sweets for the kids and all the little kids and stuff. But I don't really go too hard on it. Is this some party you're at? Was it? This is the deli board. The deli board, yeah, like Jay, Monsieur Yomiotics, he's been on a couple times, I think, with us. You might have been on with him at one point, but I sold him a figure last year, my Catwoman, and we ended up becoming buddies. And so he's invited me to a couple of his parties now, but his family goes all out. Like when they do a spread, they do a good spread. So, but I was saying to these guys before you jumped in, like part of me didn't want to eat any of it, if I'm honest, because it freaked me out a little too hard. See, I'm trying to work. What's the skull? Because I can see that the hand is like sausages.
And then, the skull was legit like a skull underneath. I think they got like something from Halloween.
Covered it with slices of ham.
And then covered it with and it was like so gross, dude. So gross.
Did you have a finger? Did you eat a sausage finger?
I didn't, because I was worried I'd get contaminated with gluten and then not be able to do anything for the rest of the weekend.
They do tend to put breadcrumbs in those things, don't they? So yeah.
So I ended up just ordering myself a pizza to his house. I was like, you won't be offended if I just like order my own pizza, right? But I watched everybody else slowly take bites out of the fingers and the forearm and stuff, and it was pretty much done by the time it was over.
It's real food,
yeah. It looked like
someone needs to try it just to make sure it's not a.
Weird for me.
Yeah.
Are the fingernails grape tomatoes?
There was something, or like I think they might have been grape tomatoes. Actually, now that you say that, like they were pretty freaking gross. So
that's a
big bowl of worms. Big bowl of worms there.
The legend of ham fingers.
The legend of ham fingers. We got a super chat, a $10 super chat. Thank you so much from Angry Dog 3782. He says, I believe we are near to a Ripley announcement, maybe from Alien 1979, not Aliens 2 yet. We already have the big chap and Romulus, so what do you think? Dude, I think you're spot on. I would be shocked if we didn't see a return to Alien, especially now that we've seen them dive back in with Predator, Terminator, right? Some of these iconic older school lines. They definitely need to do a 2.0 of those figures. Like, while they still hold up, and like I remember the Power Loader Ripley at one point, that was a great figure. But it's showing its age now, especially in comparison to new age paint applications. Even body sizes, right, have changed quite dramatically in 6K.
Yeah, I've got that figure. I picked up a Power Loader years ago, and that was back in the day when the bodies were put together. It was like a kit, came with all the bits. Body's awful, head sculpt's awful, but put it on a Fison, but the clothing and all the gear is still bang on. And I used the alien head and just cut the hair, just trim the hair, and it looks brilliant. But I'd welcome a 2.0. Yeah, definitely, because that Present Toys one didn't really hit the mark.
I forgot about the Present Toys one.
Was it Flight Officer from
Flight Officer? Yeah.
One? Yeah. Sculpt wasn't good.
I passed on that one.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Easily, yeah. At least okay. Yeah, I forgot that one even existed. Yeah, that's a great question, Angry Dog.
And I think a lot of people snapped it up because we're so desperate for an Aliens Ripley. So and the Alien one still goes for a lot of money. I see like £400 for that. So they'll be silly not to re-release that one.
In my experience, Hot Toys doesn't leave money on the table, right? So if they're seeing companies like, even Present Toys was doing the Terminators right before they announced their own Terminators.
That's
so
right,
if there's a gap to fill, like I wouldn't even be surprised for a Blade reissue again at some point, and like some of these other figures that we've seen companies like Present Toys making, because they don't want to leave that money on the table. And like you said, if they're going for a decent aftermarket price, like why would they not? And now with the introduction of Artisan line as well, we're going to talk about another Artisan figure this afternoon, but like, hey, Artisan alone gives it a reason to give a 2.0 opportunity for Ripley, right? So Dave or Adam, what do you guys think on the on that question?
Yeah, I think I agree, and I think if anything, Ripley, whether it's from Alien or Aliens, is in much greater need for a 2.0 than even the Arnold Schwarzenegger figures from the Terminator films, or if they do a 2.0 of Dutch from Predator. Because and I'm not saying I'm glad they did 2.0s of those, but if you have the 1.0 of the Terminator figures like I have, or Dutch, I actually just picked up a Dutch. I had a really good price on eBay for a Dutch, and the figure still holds up. The head sculpt is still good.
Yeah.
The head sculpt, I think, on Ellen Ripley, either one of those Alien figures, is not so good, and I really think that's in desperate need of a. Besides the fact that it's very much an older figure, that it's harder to get, and that many new collectors have come in to the hobby in the last 15 or so years since that came out. I just think it's in just desperate need of a resculpt.
Yeah, that's fair. What about you, X-Men? Same kind of boat, or were you thinking?
I don't really think too much about Aliens, honestly. No? But we're in that season, right? Like we've been seeing a lot of 2.0s, 3.0s, reissues, all that. So it was not out of the realm, and especially since we've been seeing so much Alien stuff lately.
Yeah.
But like 100%. Me, I'm more interested in seeing more like, I want to see more like Knights of the Old Republic stuff. I got Revan, and now I got that itch, man. I want HK-47 at least. Yeah. I keep thinking about HK-47 lately. I really want that figure.
Did you get the Malgus? Did you pre-order the Malgus?
Nah, Malgus. I didn't really get into the online game. The KOTOR 2. That's really where I lived at. So those are the ones that like I have Nihilus on pre-order, but that's it. I really
looks freaking sweet.
Yeah, I really want more figures from those games, but also like there was a tease there with the Nihilus figure, and I know everybody saw it, of friggin' light side Revan. We got just like a sliver of light side Revan robes opposing Nihilus in one of those pictures, and I'm like, man, just do it already. Just friggin' do it.
Just do it. I was hoping you got
what
Malgus,
are you waiting for?
I haven't met any collectors yet that I know of anyways that have pre-ordered Malgus. Well, I mean, 12-inch Moose Stream's in the chat. He's probably got the Malgus, let's be honest. But I want to see what that figure looks like in hand once it comes out too. So, but
it looks amazing.
Great question on the Alien though too. I actually, even just being at Jay's house the other night, I was looking at his old Sarah Connor, and I was like, damn, they need to make a new Sarah Connor as well. Especially in that vein of T2, right? That's when she's so badass, and I mean she's a powerhouse lady. Let's be honest. But let's give you here a thank you at least for your super chat, good sir. Whenever I see a super chat come up, I think of Trailer Park Boys and I think bam. So let's give you a bam.
Bam! Peanut butter and jam.
Peanut butter and jam. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate your support of the show as always, Mr. Angry Dog. Really, really appreciate it, good sir. Let's keep it going.
Just give a shout out to your fellow countrymen. Well, I don't know if any of them actually are from Canada. The Blue Jays last night. I really wanted them to win the World Series.
Heartbreaking, dude.
I think they deserved it. I think LA, they won it last year. It was like the given, they're going to win it again, kind of with Shohei and stuff like that. And I just, I was gutted, to be honest. I wanted the Blue Jays to take that. So
yeah, dude, I was upset right before you got on. I was saying the same thing because it was, like I still remember my stepdad's work basement. He ran his own appliance repair company, and down in the basement he had like I want to say they looked like little miniature like flags of the last time the Jays won the series, which I want to say was 92 and 93. Yeah,
93.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, this is going back over 30 years ago now, which is insane. Like my entire lifespan, basically, they've only won once in my entire life, which is insane. So to get that close and then miss it is like,
I mean, it was an absolutely epic World Series, one of the best. I think I've seen, and hats off to all of the guys really. But it was a shame, but hopefully they'll bounce back next year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, 100%, dude. No, thanks for the shout out to those guys too. Mike's Fig Collection. We're definitely going to talk about Crow here shortly, so stick around, good sir. We'll definitely get that on the docket here for us. So, real quick, as still kind of a cater to our Halloween warm up, I was in Walmart yesterday, as you can see in my nice clothing here. I didn't realize it was such like a lower body shot, guys. I apologize. I would have tried to get more in there for you if I could have, but anyways,
see the way that the shirt is being pushed out.
I was excited. I ended up getting this Ninja Turtles ornament, and I was saying, Pete, to the boys backstage before you jumped in that like for me, I actually kind of like this time of year for Walmart, because every time I go to Walmart, I always want to buy myself something, but I don't want to spend too much money. And they always have these like stacks of these new school ornaments nowadays that are all like retro in style. So I've got things like from Batman to Sonic to the new Superman, right? Ninja Turtles. So my tree has become quite the collection itself, so I get kind of excited for Christmas time for ornaments and stuff like this. But I was curious, like, do you guys have like the traditional Christmas tree, or do you guys have like collector Christmas trees where you got this type of stuff on there, maybe a bit of both? What is your, what are the wives or girlfriends or anything like that force you to do? Or if you're a solo guy out there in the world, what does your Christmas look like? Pete, I'll start with you, buddy. What does your Christmas look like leading into the season here?
Ours is very unique because my wife, she's kind of she loves Christmas, and she's collected a lot of ornaments and things over the years, so there's a lot of sentimental value. If we go to places, we try and pick one up. So I think we were in Italy, in Florence over the summer, so we picked up a little Christmas tree ornament with the domo on it and stuff. We've got ones from like Harry Potter world and things like that. So, there's no kind of, it's not a open a box of matching baubles. It's just, they're all different. There's ones that my son made when he was at primary school. So they've all got some meanings. That's really nice. Trouble is, there's far too many of them now, and we've got like a 7.5 foot tree, and it's difficult to get them all on. So it's really, it's unique to us, and it kind of tells, a bit of our family story, really. So it's nice.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Family stories especially. That's my mom's tree in a nutshell. Like, there's still pictures of my like handprint and paint, or like me in my like soccer uniform and like a little
cool.
And like, random stuff like that. I played soccer. I don't know if you guys know this, but I only cared about the look of my uniform. I wasn't a very good actual player, but yeah, Mr. Dave, when you go to like Walmart, what do you or Target or whatever big box stores you have, are you looking for this kind of stuff at this time of year, or what's your little hunts look like when you take yourself out?
Not really, no. I haven't done, outside of like maybe one or two times because friends were doing something and I was bored. I haven't done Christmas since like 2007. Like I'm not a religious person, so it feels disingenuous. Like it feels like, what, this one probably isn't for me, But
fair.
But it's not really a thing for me. Like I do like the lights though.
Yeah,
the lights are fun.
Yeah.
People go nuts with the lights, and you got that one dude that's always doing like his whole house with the trans harmonic, whatever, the orchestra and the lights and everything, and that's always fun to see every year. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's always fun. But outside of that, it's not really. It's just not a thing that I do.
So then, Dave, you're probably going to make fun of me for this. I'll go to you too, Adam. For me, I get pretty excited, but I'm not religious either for the sake of the argument. But I do like the Christmas season for sure. I always have, and I like
a time for family and having a bit of holiday time as well. It's
giving and holiday time, right? Exactly. And for me, like I work in the painting industry, so it's finally the time of year where I can actually breathe again a little bit for a month and stuff like that. But I also like anticipation, and most of the women that I've ever dated in my life hate anticipation, and so I like to even do things like whatever is coming in on the month of November and December, I will wrap it and I will put it under the tree, and I will wait until Christmas to unwrap it. Even though I know what it is, I wrap my own shit and I'll put it under the tree and have a good time with it. So I get excited.
So what are you expecting in this year then, Ben? What possibilities have you got for this Christmas then?
I got to think about it, if I'm honest. I have a lot on the go. I think I'll definitely have the Wolverine under the tree at this point because it ended up being delayed. So I thought I was going to get that last month. It's sometime in November. I'm probably going to get it now. Beverly Crusher, I've been waiting forever on from XO6. I don't think that's ever going to actually come, but that'll be under the tree likely as well. And I'm sure quite a few others. Battle Damage Terminator I might throw under there as well, depending on when it comes. Because again, same thing, delays, right? So, but I've got, I think 12 just in Sideshow on order right now, and then I've got Jazz Inc. on order. I've got a bunch on the go. Even the Blitzway DeLorean, I think that's supposed to come out.
It's got really quiet on that, isn't it? Yeah.
It's been quiet on it, but if that comes out this year, man, that would be one hell of a Christmas tree, anticipation gift. So, but what about you, Adam? What does Christmas look like for you guys and your family?
We do Hanukkah.
Nice.
So in terms of we have a bunch of, particularly when Emily was younger, she was into Disney, so we have we still put up a bunch of Disney, like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse decorations. Just because they were from when Emily was when younger, and we put Hanukkah decorations. We put those up, and but I'll tell you what, I love Christmas movies. I love Christmas music. I listen to Christmas music. I just love it.
When do you start, Adam? Have you got a cutoff when you start listening to
it? In my view, Christmas season should not begin until a couple of days before Thanksgiving, before American Thanksgiving, which is usually the fourth Thursday in November. So I know if you walk into a store now, like the day after Halloween, they already have the Christmas stuff.
Halloween.
My view is, listen, Halloween here in the United States, you got Election Day on Tuesday, and then you got Veterans Day. I mean, at a minimum, nothing should Veterans Day in the U.S. is November 11th. And you shouldn't have anything up before, at least in the stores, before Veterans Day. That's way too early.
Yeah.
But I love I tell you this, my go-to song the last couple of years has been "Last Christmas" by Wham. There was actually a Netflix documentary on it. It's great because this is a song I grew up listening to, and at the time when I was growing up, I'm like, this is crap. I don't listen to this. But I've grown to appreciate it, and it's so. I think the best Christmas music, to me, is the Christmas music that's melancholy, and that's a bit of sadness to it. That is what draws me. I don't know what that says about my personality, but that's what draws me are the songs. Yeah, Emily.
I always feel a lot of sadness when I hear Mariah Carey.
Emily said yesterday that they just took Mariah Carey as suspended animation. For her song.
Oh my God.
But
they've thought her.
They thought her out out of the carbon freeze chamber. I love Christmas music. I love Christmas Story. With Ralphie is probably my favorite Christmas film. Actually, we went to Cleveland about 6 or 7 years ago, and we toured the Christmas Story house where they filmed the movie, and that was awesome. You get
that is awesome.
It's that elf. I love.
It's really funny because Christmas Story tends to be the one that never really transferred over to the UK. I wasn't even aware of it until a few years ago, and I watched it, and I think because I didn't see it as a kid, it was just a bit like, I'm not really, don't see the appeal. So it's funny that one hasn't, because obviously we like Home Alone, Elf. Muppet Christmas Carol is my favourite Christmas movie ever.
You just need to get yourself a leg lamp, Pete, and then you'd be bought in. Honestly,
I know the leg lamp now. Yeah, I saw that in there, but it was okay. But it was, I think, because you guys all grew up with it, it's got that legendary kind of status now. But yeah, it was interesting that one never quite made it. I know it's very Americana, but no, it doesn't mean that doesn't Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's why maybe it didn't even have it here in the cinema or something like that. But no, I started listening. Sorry, go on.
Well, as Star Trek fans, I think you'll appreciate. A number of years ago, I saw Patrick Stewart do a one-man play of A Christmas Carol on Broadway, and that was fantastic. Crazy. Yeah, he did all the parts. He was, amazing.
Because he did Scrooge, didn't he? He did the Christmas Carol. He did a movie of it, which he was really good in that.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, and I was going to say too, one of the things that makes me laugh about that movie is when Ralphie gets the bunny costume at the end. Because like when I was a kid, I used to get clothing like that from relatives as well. Like it wasn't necessarily a bunny costume, but the one year I had like a dinosaur outfit, and then like different gloves or different like knitted sweaters or stuff that you feel very compelled to wear if your family's gone out of their way to make it for you. But you don't want to take it off before you get off the school bus, at school, right? So. X-Men Supreme says, in my experience, most women love anticipation, but then we have a female perspective immediately afterwards with my great friend, her geeky side, Miss Vita. She says, no way, I'm too impatient to have presents just sitting under my tree for 6 weeks. If Jim would put presents there 6 weeks before Christmas, I would likely have to open them and rewrap. Fair. Yeah, that's exactly.
So Ben, if they're like hot toys and stuff, do you open them up to check they're all right first, or you just go blind, wrap them? And just hope for the best.
Yeah, because I mean, most of my stuff comes from Sideshow, so I figure like if there's anything wrong there, 2 months isn't. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world.
Part of the surprise.
That part of the surprise or disappointment.
Broken.
The head's missing.
Yeah, that's right.
I would like to point out.
Go ahead.
While we're on the topic of Christmas. Mm-hmm. And I know it is so much fun. It really is to just troll Mariah Carey because it's a lot of fun. But to have a quote classic Christmas song for honestly the majority of your lifetime, wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty big. That is that's crazy, dude. Like that's. How many people in the world can claim an achievement like that, right? That's pretty impressive. That's something else. That
keeps on paying the bills year on year as well.
Oh yeah, dude. Like wow, I'll give her props on that because it gets on my damn nerves. but that's an achievement though. I wish I could do something like that. That'd be cool, man.
It is a great song though, actually.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the rub, isn't it?
I joke about it, but it is a good song.
100%.
It is a good. Well, that's why it's so prolific, man. It's a catchy tune. They did a good job with it.
Mm-hmm.
But Adam, you brought up, I think, what the best point should have been, or maybe what the question I should have asked you guys was, which was, how early is it too early to start thinking about Christmas or celebrating Christmas if you celebrate at all, right? Like, as I said, I bought this decoration because I was like all excited, but you're not wrong when you say that like my grandmother would roll over her in her grave if she knew that I put up a Christmas tree before Veterans Day, or Remembrance Day is what we call it here in Canada. Same day, November 11th, right? Like it was always like, nope, nothing Christmas until after November 11th, then you're all in. But for us, our Thanksgiving's in October. So like for me, it's like, I still feel like I can appreciate the veterans and remember. Well, also having some nice Christmas lights up in my apartment for the 2 months, right? Because it's just like after New Year's, I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. Now I got to just deal with cold for the next 5 months. So it's kind of one of those things.
I think in the UK, it was very much frowned upon if you put anything up before December. But I feel that's kind of relaxed a bit more. And we would normally do it probably the last weekend in November. We might have even done it like a middle weekend when we were in like COVID and there wasn't a lot going on, lockdown and stuff like that. So we've kind of crept it a little bit back. And I think, you go to a lot of effort to put all the decorations up and everything. It's kind of like you want to enjoy it. And, it's nice to have all the lights inside as well. And it's that kind of cozy feel, isn't it? And
100%, dude.
But then I hear people like it's the more interesting bit is how long people leave them up, because obviously traditionally it's meant to be 12th night, so 6th of January. We kind of now before New Year we've normally taken ours down because we just kind of want to make a fresh start. But I know some people still got them up in like February, and I'm thinking, blimey, I know it's still dark out there, but that's a bit.
February seems a little bit long for me, but yeah, I think probably for me it's usually by about the 5th or 6th of January. Then okay, it's the new year now. No, everybody's saying happy new. Even by the 6th of January, everybody's sick of being told happy new year.
Oh god, so, like, everyone you meet,
can't, that's right.
Yeah.
Vina says, Ben, right now to talk about Christmas is wrong. It's too early. I'm sorry. I was curious. Let us know, guys, in the chat. Whoever's watching, we got almost 40 people live right now, getting nuts with us here on Sunday. Love you guys. Thanks for getting nuts with us as always. Let me know what when, I should say, depending on where you are in the world. When do you guys start celebrating the holiday season, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah, or maybe you just think it's fun and you like to celebrate it? Let us know in the chat there. One more entertainment news piece, more of an update, I think, for everybody if they're interested in here. Stranger Things Season 5. Here are the posted dates now. Volume 1, November 26th. Volume 2, December 25th, so Christmas Day. And then Volume 3, December 31st, so New Year's Eve, which I think is great. Sounds like they're going to be very long episodes, like basically mini movies, or not even
they're about 2 hours
pretty
each.
Much full out movies. Which is
Yeah.
awesome. I'm binge watching season 4 right now. I literally started yesterday morning, and I got through the first 7 episodes yesterday.
Or you watching it for
second time? Yeah, second time, but mostly just to get refreshed. And to
feel like
I was
I've been through
going
them
in
twice,
really strong.
and I'm wondering whether. But I think they might do. I don't know if it'd be good if they did like a half an hour like recap that kind of takes you all the way through. It'd be good just to have, just for the key points and stuff. Because, but yeah, no, I'm really the new the trailer's really good as well. That kind of gets the hairs standing up on the back of your neck kind of thing.
Well, and one thing I wanted to point out, because Netflix released the poster here on the right-hand side. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. And there has been a lot of speculation of, did Eddie Munson survive, right? Because you don't really ever see you don't see a body and everything like that. But then I guess the Duffer brothers, the brothers, they said, like, don't get your hopes up for Eddie. Like, we don't want to say he's not coming, but we don't want to say he is either. Like, don't get your hopes up just in case we don't want people to be disappointed. And I see no Eddie in this poster. So it's either they're really holding out for that to be like a surprise, or people will be disappointed if he's not back. But for me, again, hopefully it's not spoiler territory now. The season's been out for a pretty long time. The way he went out at the end, I thought was great. But he's also a much larger actor now. That was the first time I'd ever seen him in anything at that point with Stranger Things Season 4. And now he's been, Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four for Marvel film recently. He was in, A Quiet Place, right? Like his star is getting brighter and brighter. I wonder if it's been harder to get him to commit to coming back to begin with, if I'm honest. But either way, even without Eddie or with him, I think, for me, I'm stoked about seeing how this ends. It blows me away how long it's taken for Stranger Things 5 seasons to actually come out. Like, how many years are we at this point? Like, these people are full-grown adults now.
Yeah,
like even Millie Bobby Brown, she's adopted a child and all this stuff. Like, it's blowing me away. But, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited. Yeah, she adopted a child with her new husband.
Oh, wow.
John, who's John Bon Jovi's son?
I didn't even know she was married. Shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, the Bon Jovi's kid.
Sorry to burst your bubble. I know you were still hoping for a shot. But, just in case.
I was talking to Drake the other day. I was like, man, we missed out, dude.
We missed out, bro. That's awesome. What about you, X-Men? Are you a Stranger Things guy, or like where does this fall for you, excitement wise?
I've never watched it.
What?
I know, right? I never insane. I don't know. I just never.
It's pure 80s nostalgia. It's amazing.
Was this a pandemic baby as well?
No, prior to that.
Prior to that, I would think, yeah.
I don't even remember.
Here, I can pull it up.
It came out in like 2015 or so.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. 2016. Yeah, July 15th, 2016.
What was I doing in 20? Oh, I had
9 years ago. 9 years.
I had a lot more going on in 2016 than I realized. No, I never even thought about this show. I've considered. Actually, no, I'm lying. I haven't even considered looking at it. Like I see it everywhere, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw dude run around with his mullet and the Hellfire Club T-shirt. I'm like, you stole that from X-Men, you fuck. And that kind of soured it for me.
Interesting. I've never caught that.
Well,
I've never caught that.
It's not. It's not. They did. It was inspired by that, Dave. And the beauty of this show is it takes all the things, or many things from the 1980s. Certainly, if you grew up in the 80s, like I did, that you loved. Certain horror film like E.T., Gremlins, The Goonies, X-Men, Ghostbusters, The Thing,
Actually,
Nightmare on Elm Street, and puts it in a blender, and The X-Files puts it in a blender, and creates this story, Dungeons and Dragons, the satanic panic of the 1980s.
Yeah, because they got Vecna and the what's a koozie.
Yeah, and but it's not just nostalgia. Yes, there is nostalgia for that era, but it's just wonderfully done. Like, to me, this is like Spielberg would have made this in his prime when he was making his stuff in the 80s, and I love it. And this is kind of the show that in some ways really built Netflix.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's always got that edge where you don't know who's going to survive. I think there might be some big deaths in this season. Yeah,
it is kind of frustrating in one respect, because most TV shows should come out like every year and a half. This is 3 years, but this is almost like movies. They like the original Star Wars films or Indiana Jones, 3 years between the movies. So from that respect, it's not that bad, because they give them the 3 years to get it right. And the 4 seasons they've had, every one of them I think has been fantastic. Maybe they had one or two episodes are like but to me, I love this show. In fact, I was at my mom's this afternoon, and I finally got her into watching it. She's she just finished season 3. And she's telling me, she's like, I understand why you love it, because it's your decade of the 80s, but you know what? It was my decade too. Like, your dad and I were kind of in our prime, and there's a lot of things I see about how much I love that decade, the 80s. So she's into sci-fi horror too. So this is kind of a natural thing for her. But it's just a great show. I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm kind of pissed that we have people, relatives for Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna want to kick them out.
Yeah, right.
I want to watch.
That's the relevance of that first date, is it? That's
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but
the day after.
To have that on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, it's fantastic. Because I don't do anything on those 2 evenings, so we'll have this on.
Yeah, Christmas evening. I agree. That's going to be on in my household for sure for Christmas. I would say, Dave, the one thing deterrent for me of getting into it initially was I don't usually like child actors all that much. So for me, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like that much, like kid actors and stuff like that. They can be really hit or miss. And these folks have grown on me right from the get-go, right from the first season all the way through. Season 4 was still my favorite season, though, I think, of them all, considering. And that's why I'm so amped up for season 5 now. I'm also curious, of course, Hot Toys has given us some Netflix characters recently, right? We've seen some figures from Arcane. We've seen some figures. What other Netflix? It was on the tip of my tongue here now.
I wonder whether it's
Demon Hunters.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. It looks like they might be teasing a Demon Hunters at some point, right?
So. Yeah.
Now that these folks are adults, I would be way less surprised if they were like, finally, okay, here's your Stranger Things Netflix, Hot Toys setup. Because I think it was 3-0 that gave us the kids in the past. And they weren't bad by any stretch. I actually shout out to 6 Scale Mafia. He's got a really cool setup with like arcade machines and stuff with his figures. But I would love a Vecna figure. I think that could be really freaking sweet. If I could even get like a Vecna, faced off against an 11, like I think that would be a really, really cool display. But I love them all. All the characters are awesome. So
I think if you are new to it, I don't know if it was the second season, it goes off, it drops off a little bit when they go on, when 11 goes off and you have those few episodes where she meets those other kids and stuff.
That was weird. She's a goth all of a sudden.
It got a bit bogged down, and you sort of I think a lot of people maybe got stuck there, but stick with it. She comes back, and then it kind of really kicks off. I think I like 3. I think 3. That's like the last couple of episodes of 3 were really good. And that
with Billy and
the
mind flayer,
the Conan sword, that scene.
Yes.
Yeah. Brilliant little Easter egg there.
That's a great scene.
And they just do some great music drops. Dave, I know you're a big music fan. I mean, in the end of season 2, there's just like a great use of the Police's Every Breath You Take. In season 4, I mean, they brought back Kate Bush's
run up the hill,
run up the hill.
Yeah.
And in the trailer for season 5, how they use Queen's, and I think one of my favorite Queen songs, "Who Wants to Live Forever," which was in Highlander. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually rewrote Every Breath You Take like 10 years ago. I was sitting there thinking about how creepy that song is.
Well, yeah, and if you see
I rewrote it
season 2,
as like an online stalker. I rewrote it.
If you see season 2, it plays into what you're just saying.
That's dope. That's dope. What's this? Mo Stinson, 9455 says, I thought I saw Vecna Hot Toys on their website. Nope. Not that I've seen anyways. Not that
they
I've
might
seen,
have like a statue or something, I think, right?
Possibly. Yeah, yes. Or statue. Yeah, maybe. But no figure, unfortunately. So man, I would be stoked about that. But guys, let's keep moving because I do want to get into the 6 scale news, some Lego news and stuff like that. We've got 41 people here. If you guys are just joining in or you've been watching so far and you're having fun and you're enjoying the show, if you don't mind, hit the like button for us. That'd be awesome. It just gets the video pumped out to all the folks who can watch it on replay, of course, later. We got one piece of news here that we want to discuss today. We don't want to bring the mood down, of course, because in honor of this person, I know for sure he would not want the mood to be brought down on his account. Having said that, this past week, we lost a community member, a friend, a fellow streamer, Mr. Robert Burns, aka Feeldaburn. If you are in different live streams, you'll likely have seen him in the chats. You've likely seen him on panels like Let's Get Nuts or panels like Geo's Movie Canon stream. I'm sorry, what's his stream called again, Adam? I'm spacing on that.
Movie Canon. He's on the Canon Council.
Canon Council. Yes, my apologies. And the cool thing about Robert here is that, like, for me, he reached out to me, like probably 6 months ago, just as somebody in the community said, "Hey Ben, like I want to talk about Hot Toys a little bit more. I would love to join." And Let's Get Nuts, I've always said, is welcome to anybody. If you can have a camera and have a voice and you can be appropriate to have fun and talk some toys and stuff, right? Like we let X-Men here, so you don't have to be too appropriate. But like if you can have fun,
he's the wild card. Yeah.
That's right. Then you're welcome. And I always say, at the beginning of every show, we don't talk religion here. We don't talk politics. We don't talk sexual preference. We don't talk those things because it doesn't matter who you are, what you believe. If you are here and you want to have some fun with us and laugh and talk some toys and entertainment news, that is the whole purpose of Let's Get Nuts. And I will say that our friend Robert here, he personified that in many ways. He passed away this last week. Suddenly he was a very young guy, considering, I think just in his early 40s. And what really stood out to me, I will say, is, he was on our show 3 weeks ago, right? He was literally here on Let's Get Nuts with us, shooting the shit, having a laugh. And what I will say is that, you never know when the last time you will talk to somebody will be. You know what I mean? Like, we all think that our lives are long. We all think that we have more days ahead of us than we have still behind us necessarily, whatever age you're at, right? You never want to think about that. What I don't realize sometimes is that even though we're friends here on the panel and we're friends in our chats and we get to know each other pretty well, sometimes you don't really know what's going on in people's lives, right? Like I don't go out of my way to ask you guys about your health specifically because I just want to assume that you guys are doing okay, you know what I mean? And you'll be here. And never talked to Robert about his health, but obviously he was struggling a little bit there. And I feel overwhelmingly heartbroken for his partner.
Yeah.
Who has to go on, living without this person. He was a bright light for us. And, one last thing that I'll say, and I'll play a quick video and then I'll go to my guys here, is that, hug your loved ones. It's the time of year where we're, getting into the holiday season. It's busy, right? We're always busy with work. We're always stressed with politics and whatever. Life can pile on. But if you can, never leave a conversation open-ended. and don't leave on bad terms. Hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them. This guy, he made me laugh every time he was on my show, and he was a heartwarming dude, and I will never forget him. So I prepared a quick 1-minute video for him of just some of the last times that he was on Let's Get Nuts, and then I'll get your guys' thoughts on this.
Now, it was a little bit cold in my apartment this morning, I'm not gonna lie. I think probably because I'm in Canada. So I invited somebody else here today that helps warm up the stage. Let's Feeldaburn with Robert in the house. Once again, buddy, good to see you.
Hello,
how are you
happy
guys?
Happy
Good,
Sunday,
man.
everyone.
I know you're
Oh yes, I'm excited.
fan as well.
This
So.
is my main. It's my
Hell yeah.
Okay. Y'all had y'all turn. Now it's my.
Mr. Feeldaburn, Robert, back in the house, man. Good to see you. It's been a while, good sir, since we've had you here. How things progressing?
It's going good. Hello, everybody. Happy spooky season. You'll be seeing a lot of me this month, I'm sure. Yeah, I have a lot to say about horror and Halloween. Yeah.
And I'll say, boys, that it pisses me off because we didn't get a chance to really hear what his thoughts were on the remaining spooky season, right? That was the last time we talked to him, which was 3 weeks ago. He was all excited. He has Halloween figures out, ready to go. And we didn't get a chance. So, again, love the people who are around you, the people who support you. Robert showed up for me and tried really hard every time I invited him to the show, to which I always appreciate. His partner shared with Gio, our buddy Gio, a movie canon, that Robert was a shy guy sometimes and didn't always open up socially, always the most, but that the figure collecting community really gave him an outlet to talk about something that he loved, and he really, really loved being on the shows with us. So Adam, X-Men, Pete, you guys have all had experiences with him. Adam, I'll start with you quick there, bud. I know you've had a chance to be on probably more streams with Robert than even I had. What was your thoughts there, Brief?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, my condolences to Robert's partner and his family. Just a terrible loss. Someone so young. Robert loved. Firstly, Robert brought a great perspective to the community. It always cracked me up whenever we talk about Star Wars figures, because it'd be kind of a running joke. He'd be like, well. And I think you had it in a little snippet of that in your video, Ben, that he was into Star Wars, and he would joke, all right, I guess I'm going to tune out now because, that wasn't his thing. But I'll tell you what, he loved horror. He was a real expert when it came to horror movies and figures, and he loved musicals. And he loved Wicked. I think he was very much looking forward to the sequel, Wicked Good, or whatever it's called. And he really loved musicals. In Gio's show, when we had our fantasy figure, he would have some very unique suggestions, sometimes some musical films, horror films. So I really I enjoyed streaming with him because he just brought a different perspective. Many of us are Star Wars fans or Marvel fans, DC fans, Batman fans, and that's great. But I think it's good to have sometimes different ideas, different opinions, and that enriches the community. And Robert truly enriched our community. I'm just, like you, heartbroken. I knew he had some health issues. A month or two ago, he was briefly hospitalized, but then he came back and was streaming again. I thought he was better. And then I saw the news on Friday that he was in very serious condition in the hospital, and the next day he passed. Yesterday, I guess it was. So, like you said, don't take anything for granted. Don't take your loved ones, your friends for granted. And cherish life. Losing my dad this year, I certainly know that. You got to cherish your loved ones, and Robert will be missed very much so. And I just I know his memory he was saying in Judaism, may his memory be a blessing. And truly, may Robert's memory be a blessing.
Yeah, well said, Adam. Well, really well said. One of the things that you mentioned there, and it's something I really like about streaming with you guys, is that you guys aren't yes men. You know what I mean? If you don't agree with one of my opinions, you'll 100% be like, Ben, that's great thoughts, but nope, I don't agree. And Robert was pretty new to my streams. Like, he didn't come on very often, so he was, like, it would have been easy for him to just be like, sounds good. Wow, Ben, yeah, that's such a great point. But instead, he wasn't. He was like, if he did not agree with a take, he was like, I do not agree with that take, and this is why. And I was like, man, that is awesome. That is awesome. I freaking loved that. And so, because that makes the show fun. I don't want everybody to agree with me. That's not the point. Like, I want to have good conversations, not yes men conversations. And he was not one of those folks. So that's for sure. What about you, X-Men? What were your thoughts, buddy?
Adam pretty well nailed it. It's by all accounts was a great man. And I think we're all going to miss him a great deal. We've lost too many this year. The older you get, the more you got, right? It's just a damn shame. But I'm glad we got the time that we got with him. And he was always just a joy to deal with.
Oh yeah.
And then every time we were on the Canon Council too, and we had to write something down, that was always a fun time because this motherfucker never had anything to write with. Gio had to send him a notebook. It was hilarious. It was great. But that's the guy was just he was one of the good ones, man. He was great
for sure.
And we were very fortunate to have him in our sphere of influence.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Pete, I will say, when we lost Classy Thomas earlier in the year, that was obviously another one that was really devastating for me. And when I thought about Classy a lot and thought about Robert this week and thought about us, right, our panelists here and in our shows and all of, this is episode 83. So we've done 83 Let's Get Nuts in the time that we've done this YouTube channel. And, I was thinking about how, being on the internet like this gives us an opportunity to live forever, right? We'll always carry the people that we love in our hearts and our minds, but then this also helps to memorialize us into eternity, right? We can watch YouTube forever after this point. And if you miss somebody's voice and you miss the way that they were and you miss their mannerisms and you miss the way they engaged with you and those things, you can always go back and rewatch it. And that's something that I think is kind of special when it comes to YouTube and memory of somebody.
Yeah.
But, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. I think even, you kind of think, oh, well, who's going to be interested in this? But I think, after you've gone, it is a record. It doesn't matter what you were talking about, or you can put it on and you can see that person and remember, as you say, what they sounded like, their mannerism, that kind of thing. So it is great, and it's that sort of next step on from having the home videos and stuff like that. So it is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, rest in peace, Robert. Condolences to your partner and your family. I think for me, it was very sudden. I didn't know him sort of personally. I was streamed a few times, and he seemed like a really nice guy, very enthusiastic, and just he said early 40s. He's just so young. That's what struck me. I was like, kind of, and it was very sudden from when he got into hospital to when he passed, and you just kind of think, I think. And it was almost like he was he just joined Let's Get Nuts, and probably would have done many more shows. But I think again, it's great that the community kind of does come together and honour these people, because there's some great people out there. There's some haters, and there's a lot of people that throw shit about. But I think through these, through our streams and stuff, we've found a really kind of great community of people, not just sharing our love of collecting of figures, but just meeting like-minded people that we would have known otherwise. And as you say, a lot of people have found their voice through these kind of things. So we'll miss you, buddy. And we'll the community will stay strong with your memory.
Yeah, well said, buddy. Well said. It's, it's interesting. Like, obviously, you guys know I'm a cat dad. But I don't have any children. But I always have this sense of like subtle pride when I see folks that have like come on, Let's Get Nuts and then stream other places.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that they're out there, they're doing it, they're having fun. Like it gives me warm feels.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. Yeah,
but
it's always nice to
what?
be the sort of the fire from which they kind of grow their wings.
Even just a catalyst, right? And as I said, I mean, big respect to Gio, the movie canon. He's the one, the person who had to share the difficult news with the community this week, and he's reached out to his partner. So, to that person, I don't know them personally, but of course, our hearts are with you. If you ever, want any footage of Robert here, feel free to hit me up if you're watching. Always willing to send you guys any of my unedited streams there, so you can have as much unedited footage as you'd like. So, and for Mr. Robert, Mr. Feeldaburn, this guy will become a nut king in the Ben Thomas Show YouTube channel for life. We will say your name every single week. You will show up on every single slide of every single video that I have going forward. That's my promise to you, good sir. Thank you so much for being part of our community. And a loving soul. We'll miss you, buddy. Yeah. But let's move on, guys. As Robert would say, he was always laughing. He wouldn't let us bring the mood down for too long especially on his account. Let's be honest. He would have said some kind of inappropriate joke or something by now, right? So, dude, in here memory, let's say hi to the chat because we got 50 people watching live, and we love you guys. Thanks for sticking around while we shared our thoughts of Robert here. Let's say hello to the chat.
Is that everyone? I keep wanting more.
Nuts!
Assemble.
Nuts assemble, everybody. Let's see who is with us today. We've got Mr. 1 Adam 12th here on the panel and in the chat with us. Love to see it. We got her geeky side, aka Vita, of course. Hopefully your man Jim's watching too. I don't think I've seen him in the chat yet, but hope you guys are doing well. Miss you guys. I'll get you back on the show here pretty soon. We got Fig Poser in the chat with a what up though to everybody. X-Men Supreme is with us, of course, on the channel and in the panel. You'll love to see it. We got Rachel Miller. Look at that. Ben, miss you. Yep. Thanks for being here last week, man. We had a good time with the mom. Like, we got some good fireside chats going, right? My brother and stepdad were in here, so we were able to have a drink and just and get caught up. So that was really, really nice. Really, really nice visit. Pop Culture Relics, our buddy Luis in the chat with us as well. Buddy, thanks for being here as always. Hope you're doing well with your family. We got Mr. Moose Dream saying hi to Lewis and everybody else as well. Good to see you, Mr. Moose. Hope you're doing well. And I do know that Moose has his own YouTube channel started now, guys. So make sure you go over and follow Mr. Moose on YouTube. We got Mr. Mark _AP in the chat with us. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. We got Clinton Martin with us as well. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. It's weird. YouTube or StreamYard's showing me people's like at names today, not necessarily their screen name, which is interesting. So if I say your screen name wrong, I apologize. That's super weird. We got the Jose Plus here with us. He says, hey, fellas, good to see you, buddy. I saw you on Will's show on Friday night. Great job over there, buddy, representing. Oh, the movie news, of course. We got Mr. Cliff Strayer in the chat with us as well. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Oh, we got Honest Hansel in the chat. You love to see it. One of our great channel members as well. Love to see it. We got Angry Dog 3782, and he gave us a big super chat earlier today, buddy. Thank you so much for your generosity. We really appreciate it here, man. Iron King Champ. Love to see it. I want manga guards. Or Magna guards. Oh, I don't actually know what that is. I was thinking you were meaning like manga, Asian manga. Tell us what a Magna Guard is. I apologize. That's new to me.
There's Star Wars things I know that like Grievous.
Is it?
Walks around with.
I'm gonna have to look that up, honestly. We got Jay Khaled in the chat with us. Good to see you, buddy. We got Mike's Fig Collection here as well. Tijuana Mike, aka King Churro, is with us as well. He says, happy Sunday, collectors. We got Pop Culture Living Room here. The man, the myth, the legend. We got to get him on the show. I love your voice, dude. Every time I hear you on a live stream, I'm like, we got to get him getting nuts with us at some point. So I'll poke you, buddy. We'll figure it out. But let's see here. We got Justin McFly in the chat with us as well. Positive vibes, everybody, and Merry Christmas. I love to. Might be a little early for Merry Christmas, at least for Vita, I'm told anyways. Thor Gaming in the chat with us. My brother, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here as always. Let's see. We got Wilson Husbands 7960 with a hi, Ben. Good to see you, man. If you're that jacked, I am jealous. You need to share me you gotta share your secrets. Okay, I've been going to the gym like crazy. Tim Harvey here. I love to see it because we're going to talk some caustic plastic later this afternoon here, and I'd be curious to get your thoughts on those as well, buddy.
Nice.
We got Mo Stinson, of course, in the chat with us as well. Let's see here. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. I want to make sure I, respect everybody, give as many people as, hello as I can. Blur Dad Life says, hey, everyone. Hey, Ben, a certain enterprising doctor is on her way home. Yeah. Well, I'm jealous because I'm still waiting on mine. I thought I'd have her by now, if I'm honest, but no such luck. And we got Jedi Cress here in the chat with us as well with a yo and a really crazy screenshot there, buddy. But
dear.
Jar Jar looks like he's having a great freaking time. Yeah, look at that cheeky smile. You love to see it. Vita says, Ben, Jim is beside me saying hi and listening to it at all. He's a bit under the weather. Well, nothing like getting nuts on a Sunday to make you feel better, Mr. Jim. So sending you all the love, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. And give Vita a hug. I heard her warmth is lovely, all the heart sharing and all the good things. So we love you guys. We'll get you back on the show here pretty soon. Real Mike Latoris, Fieldy, as I called him in these chats, was a genuine sweet person. I will miss him. Absolutely. Actually, that was one thing. So I'm not overly comfortable with sharing physical photos of myself, but I'm going to the gym really hard lately. And so every couple of weeks I'll post like a gym selfie. And Robert would always send me like a fire emoji or like a flame emoji or a heart or something every time I'd post. It always made me feel great. I was like, okay, at least somebody's going to give me a, you're looking good, bud, sort of thing. So I'll miss those ones as well from him. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here, getting nuts with us. Of course, if you are interested in becoming one of our channel members, you can do so by clicking or taking a photo of the membership link there. Just some housekeeping. The Canada Post strike is sounding like it's finally coming to an end, which means that all of your membership stickers that have been literally in the mail for the last month, just sitting at the border, will hopefully get released. So once you guys start getting your membership stickers, please let me know that you received them, because I sent them in like the beginning of October. Like, it blows me away that nobody's got them yet. But anyways, it's pissing me off, if I'm honest. I was getting to the point where I was like, should I just like make new envelopes and resend them? But the stickers that I had made cost me like $500. So I'm like, I don't want to spend another $500 just to resend them, and then you guys still get them anyway. So hopefully that's going to come to an end pretty quickly here, and you guys will get your stickers. So, because of course we have all of our classy nuts as well as our nut kings there as well, that I appreciate. And again, we'll get Feeldaburn in there up under the nut king category there with our boy SpongeBob SquareBalls, Mr. Classy Thomas. This interested me, so and I know not everybody is a Star Trek fan, so we won't stick on this for too long. But I am very excited about the fact that Lego is teasing a Star Trek line, and not just Star Trek. They're teasing Star Trek: The Next Generation with a Picard here, which I freaking love. So I can't wait to see what's around the corner for these guys. They haven't actually shown us really anything. They've done like a teaser video of Jean-Luc Picard in Lego format beaming onto the Enterprise, transporter pad, but that's about it. So I don't know if it's going to be like interior dioramas. I don't know if it's going to be like a whole, maybe like an Enterprise D. Like, there's a lot that they could do. Yeah. There's a lot they could do, buddy. But I'm excited about this. Pete, I know you're a Star Trek guy. Lego is one of those things for me lately where I still love it. But every time I go to the store, I'm like, it's so expensive. Like, but if it's the right set, I'm still willing to spend the money. This might be in that vein. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I love Lego, and I've kind of only really stopped buying it because I've got no space left. So I've got the UCS Falcon, I've got the Razor Crest, I've got the Jurassic Park one, I've got Lord of the Rings stuff. I love Lego. I will always love Lego. I think it's the ultimate toy. Whether you're building the sets or you're just playing around, I could sit and play Lego all day long. I strongly believe this will be an Enterprise. I
hope so.
With the the full crew, if you like, bridge crew.
Like, you think like a UCS style, like one of like the big sets?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to be minifig size, because that would be still be huge. Yeah. But I think all the rumors I've seen over and over again is that it's an Enterprise D, and you're going to have all the figures, so that's cool.
So cool.
I'm more like I do love Next Generation, and I'm excited to see what they're doing. I'm more TOS or movies, so if they ever did a 1701A or a refit, with the original crew in the red uniforms, that would be awesome. I am getting a Lego set this Christmas. I bought it and gave it to my mum and dad to give me. Is the Game Boy. That's really cool, and it's only like
that is cool.
$50.
Does it light up?
No, but people are selling mod kits.
Right?
Either lights, or there are people that are doing where you can turn it into a real Game Boy.
That looks really cool. I almost bought that the other day, and it was one of the most reasonably priced things there.
Yeah, so I think it's probably it's £50 over here, so it's probably $50. Yeah,
Canadian, I think it was like $70, but
proper 1-to-1. It's like side by side. So I just thought it'd be a bit of fun for Christmas Day to build that. So
hell yeah. So are you gonna wrap it and put it under your tree, or?
Well, I gave it to my mum and dad to give me. So
okay,
So yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope, dude.
I'll get it Christmas Day. Yeah.
Adam, are you a Trek fan? I don't know why I'm forgetting. I know obviously you're a huge Star
Wars.
He
loves Trek.
Guy, but...
Yeah, I have.
I can't remember.
Well, let's talk about Legos first. I do collect some of the minifigures. See, this is on my desk. This is Superman from the new movie Orange White Superman. And I have some, like I have Wolverine and Deadpool and couple of Star Wars mini Legos. So I do collect some of the mini Legos. In terms of Star Trek, I have, I guess, like 10 or so. XO6.
I need to collect that XO6.
Plus, I have the older QMX figures of Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and Khan. And I have but I'm Next Generation and Original Series. Like I have the 3 motion picture figures of Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, Disco McCoy. So I collect those, and I can't think of the name of it. Pete, it's a die-cast company from Great Britain, and they make different enterprises and.
Tommy.
No, not Tommy. It's
Eagle Moss, the little ones.
Yeah, I think so.
Eagle Moss. Yeah, they're about that sort of size, aren't they?
Yeah,
they did a whole range. Eagle Moss, I think that's probably the got Corgi.
Yeah, that's it.
Corgi is slightly bigger.
Yeah, I have the Corgi NC7, the 1701D from the Next Generation, and the refit Enterprise from the motion picture. Plus, I have larger. They're like one of the comic book Diamond Direct of the refit Enterprise and of the original series Enterprise. It's a larger.
Yeah, I've got the Art Asylum one. I think it's the same molds. I think it was Art Asylum, and then
I'm a huge Star Trek fan. To me, I'm actually shocked. It's shocking that it's taken this long for Lego to get the license, and this makes me wonder if this is like a part of the Skydance deal, and they, that's the new ownership of Paramount, which owns Star Trek, finally got engineered this license with Lego, because Lego, let's face it, is one of the premier toy companies in the world, and I think that for too long, the Star Trek franchise has been grossly mismanaged. Certainly when it comes to merchandising. Like, I don't understand why they've left a ton of money on the table. Among other things.
You're not wrong. Sorry, I had to interrupt Adam.
Yeah.
No, I 1000% agree with that, by the way. I like the fact that it's taken this long to see a Lego Star Trek, but also just the fact that even 6-scale companies, like how many times have we heard Nanjin at Exo 6 be like, nobody else can do Star Trek but me. I am the best, like I am, your deity, like all the things, bow down to me because anybody else would go out of business if they thought about Trek. I disagree. Star Trek has been popular just as long as Star Wars. We have a huge fan base. They're still some of my most watched videos when I post Star Trek reviews up. It blows me away that it's taken this long for a bigger company like Lego to tackle this a little bit. And I think in minifig form, even the crew is going to be fantastic because there's so many great characters in Star Trek, but not all of them I'd want to collect in 6-scale. But in Lego size, I'd be like, why not try and go after as many of them as you can get? Like, that's so much more appealing in my opinion. So I think it's freaking awesome. I'm very excited about this. Very excited. Although I'm a little bit nervous because if they do end up doing like a UCS style or size Enterprise D, like that thing could be freaking insanely huge. Like I don't even know where I would put it.
You do what I've done with my UCS Falcon. You put it in a coffee table. So
you'd have to, something, right?
Yeah, it's cool. Something. It's cool.
Or like on the wall, like hang it like vertically or something.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how that. I don't trust those. I know that they work, but that UCS Falcon. I mean, you just look at it and bits fall off. I would not want to be hanging it off the wall.
You just look at it. That's true.
Yeah, so mine's in a coffee table with a nice glass top over the, so you can, it's great. It will light up.
Get a good look at it and not have too much dust landing on it too, right? And everything.
Yeah, I mean it gets in, but it's definitely better than out in the open. Completely.
Yeah. Blurred Dad Life says, could we get a Lego Star Trek video game? I mean, why the heck not, right? We've seen everything from Indiana Jones to Jurassic Park to Star Wars, like absolutely.
I feel like all the big,
How about a Lego Star Trek cartoon? I mean, they've done it with Star Wars, and those are, Batman. They're enormously entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. One of my favorite video games of the past was Lego Batman 2. Because it was right around the time where they started giving the characters like voices of the Lego characters, but you could drive the Batmobile, you get all the different characters you could collect. Like, I loved that game when it came out. But again, same idea, right? It's that, like, for me, sometimes in games, I like to collect characters. It's one of the reasons that I like the Marvel Sony Spider-Man video games. Because not that I'll own all of those suits in 6 scale, but if I can play those suits in a game, it also makes them fun to collect in the game itself, right? So, and I'm kind of feeling the same way about the Wolverine game that's coming from Sony next year, right? Like, I hope that they give us all the cool looks for Wolverine in there as well. But yeah, I'm freaking excited about this. Let us know, guys, in the chat if you're looking forward to some, some Lego Star Trek. I don't want to skip over you, X-Men, but I can't remember if you're a Star Trek guy or not.
No, not even a little bit.
Not for you. Money saved for Dave here. You'll love to see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You'll love to see it. That's fair. Well, then this might not save us some money. It's hard to say. This is not obviously a figure, but this is a closer look at the Daredevil suit from the upcoming season of Daredevil. I was a little bit surprised by seeing this photo because a couple things stood out to me. It does look very much like the suit he's already had in the MCU now, so like in the new series, but it looks like it's been spray painted over. It looks like he took, maybe like some stencils of some D's, spray painted it black over him, and there's the black suit now. So I'm curious, what you guys think of this design and the look, but also, are we going to get this in figure format, and how quickly? Do you think they're going to have it ready for the new season, or do you think they're going to pull a Hot Toys and give us to us 2 years after it comes out? For me, I mean, I've really enjoyed Charlie Cox's Daredevil to begin with, I will say, and I didn't pick up the the newest representation of him because I still have the Netflix version or variant from the past, the red suit, and I was kind of holding out for his look to have the double D's on the chest. I think that's a very iconic look from both the comics, but also just for Daredevil's character himself. So I was excited to see this design. I think it's a really great design. Other than the fact that I'll be curious to see how Hot Toys will recreate this if they do give us a figure, especially with like the sprayed over look, still having some of that red poking through. What were your thoughts on this, Adam, when it popped up?
In terms of Hot Toys, I have the red and yellow Daredevil figure from She-Hulk series. I'm a fan of the classic red suit Daredevil with the D's, and I thought I saw a photo from the set that had him in that suit as well. So that if he does, I did not pre-order the one that's currently out there for pre-order with the most recent season of Born Again, because I recall seeing another picture, like I said, of him in the red suit with the 2Ds. That one I'd be interested in, because to me that's the classic. That's the suit that I most identify with Daredevil. Other than the red and yellow one that I have from his initial appearances. Yeah, I think having the 2Ds on there to me is important. You know, I think for sure if they have both those suits, the red and the black suit, I think Hot Toys will offer both. Maybe they offer the red one and then this black one as a exclusive, you know, limited edition type deal, or vice versa. I don't know, but I think you can bet your bottom dollar that they'll offer these as figures.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm hoping so. That's why I wanted to ask you guys, because I'm trying to get my hopes up. Holding out for the red variant with the double D's on there as well, because you're right, I did see that as well. And I'll be curious. I mean, story beat wise, like how long will he be spray painted black for? What's the reason narratively that he did it in the show? Right. I'll be curious to see how that kind of goes. But X-Men, any thoughts on Daredevil here now that we're getting some better looks at it for the upcoming season?
I want to know what pictures y'all are talking about, because the only thing I've seen of him with D's photos on his chest from set photos are him with this spray painted black look with the little red bits poking through. I haven't seen anything of him.
I thought there was a red suit one where he was walking with Punisher, but I could be wrong. Maybe he didn't have the D's on it yet.
I recall seeing one with the D's on it, and maybe someone created it and it's not real, but I remember seeing something on X or on Facebook. I'm looking at one. What seemed to me was a legitimate movie news site.
Well, I'm looking at one of him with John Bernthal right now, and it's blurry. I can't really make out anything. But like the one that I remember going around really heavily was the one where he was just kind of like in this weird action pose, and it was kind of, you know, dark anyway. But it was this though. It was him all blacked out with the red bits, and I was like, this is what people want. Like, y'all, I'm not with y'all. I'm not with y'all on that. But like, I maintain that okay, yeah, see, I see one right now where you see him with the D's, right? And the whole scene is lit in red. So he kind of looks reddish, but you can tell, at least in the picture that I'm looking at right now, you can tell that he's still wearing this black outfit, this black painted look, because you can see the red bits that are poking through that are much more red. So I'm wondering if maybe that's what people saw. I don't know.
Maybe.
But like for me,
Morgan, it's so hard to know fake news nowadays, and like you said, AI shots, and so.
But the thing is, it's like I look at it like this. I kind of don't want him to get the Daredevil logo, because I'm like, he's blind. Why is he even fucking thinking about that? He's not thinking about that. He's not thinking about branding. Come on. But
that's fair. Yeah.
like me, I pre-ordered, because I do have the red and yellow, and I like that a lot. It looks really cool. But I did also pre-order the red suit that's coming out, because I like that look a lot. And I am in the camp that he doesn't need the D's, just because like I just feel like it makes more sense. I feel like it's almost vain, right? Fair. And yeah, he has him in the comics and all that. But I just, and to be fair, I never cared about Daredevil in the comics. I love him in the show, though. I love Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I think it's so good. But like, it doesn't feel in character to me.
For him to have
in the show, for him to have him. Yeah, I don't know why that is, but
you could almost say that. You can almost say the same thing though, for just the fact that he's got different colored outfits, right? Like he's got, like there's that one shot of him from the new season where he had like all the different colored cowls, and it's like, how does he know which one he's picking? How does he know he's not wearing like the red shorts with the yellow?
You know what? That's
public
true.
Doesn't know he's blind though, Dave. Kingpin knows.
No, you're right. You're right. They don't.
That's why they give him
But like, they're not making a suit either. But like, it's the only way I see it happening and making sense is if like it was another Luke Jacobson, you know, like that's why he's got the yellow and red suit that he's got now, because Luke made it for him. Like, okay, cool, that makes sense. But like, I don't see Daredevil worrying about color so much as like, you know, devil red. Okay, you know, I don't.
He's in a world where you branding is important, because Spider-Man's got the logo on his shirt, Captain America's got the, you know, the silver star. So
and the suit is made for him.
Having logo,
the suit's made
is
for
important.
Him.
Fantastic
It's
Four.
true, but also like, how many people who that matter to are gonna see him? You know. Like it's not like he's out here taking pictures of himself for the Daily Bugle, you know. Like I don't know, man.
Selfies.
I don't know.
He's known in New York City though. He's not like a global name like Iron Man I'm talking in the world of the MCU. Or Captain America or Spider-Man. But he's like a folk hero, but in the city. For sure.
And I'm wondering how I'm really interested to see how this came about. Like I'm really interested to see what the decision making process was for him to go this way. And he might just do it just because he is a lawyer and maybe he does think about, branding a little bit, or maybe someone else was like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should do it like this. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how it turns out.
One of my favorite
this right
looks
here,
for Charlie
I'm not
Cox,
really worried about it.
One of my favorite looks for Charlie Cox Daredevil so far has been the black mask with the ropes tied around his arms.
The homemade cosplay.
That was a badass freaking.
That was dope.
Dude. Like
that was really cool.
In fact, I've got the reproduction of that figure on order that I just literally thought of. I should check in to see when that's actually supposed to eventually come. But that was a cool freaking look for him as well. But guys, let's keep going because I'm curious on what you guys think of The Crow. So Infinite Studios and Caustic Plastic have given us now a better look anyways at Eric Draven from The Crow. And of course, like, let's be honest, this is a super, super iconic actor, super iconic film now, right? Definitely part of the pop culture zeitgeist, that's for sure. I'll 1000% transparent with you guys though. I was 30, how old am I now? I'm 38. So I was 37 years on this planet before I saw this movie for the first time. So many people were like, what do you mean you've never seen The Crow? You're crazy. And I just never got to it. It was like, yeah, I'll watch it eventually. And then it got to the point where I was like, it's probably too old to appreciate it the same way. Like if you saw it when it originally came out, like it was probably badass, but I don't know if I could watch it now. And I was completely wrong. I watched it. I freaking loved it. I immediately went out and bought it on 4K when it came out recently. On 4K, I went out and bought the sideshow representation of the character. And you can probably see, here, I'll show you guys. I got the sideshow one right here. And I mean, I love that figure. Honestly, for a sideshow figure, like you can see he's up on one foot, basically. He's got like in a walking pose with his hand out with the hole through it. Freaking awesome. He's got like bullet damage under the shirt, like scar tissue where it's healed up from the bullets going through. Like the sideshow one did a great job. This is better by far. And like I'm seeing right now on Facebook Marketplace, Hot Toys, the old Hot Toys one going on Facebook Marketplace, like people are clearly getting rid of their current existence, getting ready for this one to come. Now it looks like the pre-order should come up, I believe, at the end of November. Don't quote me on that if I'm 100% wrong, but I think it was end of November that the pre-order goes up. Typically I see Caustic Plastic somewhere in that $400 to $600 range, somewhere in that. Of course with the hair, that's probably going to up that cost a little bit. I don't know if it's leather. I can't remember if it's leather or not. I would imagine it is based on the premium kind of price point that they go after. I really do see the likeness here as well, and I love the fact that they've given us two sculpts. Now I do like the more stoic sculpt, I think, to begin with. The more aggressive sculpt, I think you lose the likeness just a little bit there, but I still am happy that it comes with it. I think that's pretty freaking awesome. I do like, for me, I like the jacket off look for him, but even the fact that it comes with the guitar here is fantastic. It does come with a crow. Tim Harvey says, yeah, it is genuine leather. Like that's needed, right? I mean, for a figure like this, the hair looks freaking really, really good. And honestly, like I'm just excited that Eric Draven here is getting some love again. I recently watched the new Crow film with the Skarsgård brother, and like it was okay, but it didn't have the same oomph that this film had. Like the one thing that nobody told me before I watched this for the first time was how many references, or I should say how many inspirations this film had provided, again, pop culture, right? Most specifically, in my opinion, Heath Ledger's Joker. Like there's several parts of the Dark Knight film where, Heath Ledger's talking to the mafia group and like, yeah, so inspired by that scene, or like sitting on the table and pointing, and so like, oh, there was so many great scenes from this movie that I loved. And as I said, I've now rewatched this a couple of times, and I think it's going to be a Devil's Night film for me going forward. Like the night before Halloween, I think I'll watch this every year as kind of my like just way to go back and appreciate it and enjoy it. I will 1000%. This will be my first caustic plastic figure. I'm very, very excited for this. I like the way it's turning out, and price point I think seems fair for what is coming with it based on kind of that speculation. If it's anything more than 600, I think that's getting up there, but still, it's going to be the best one. So I'd be curious, Adam, what are your thoughts here, buddy, on the Crow from Caustic Plastic?
Yeah, this figure looks really awesome. I saw this movie in the theaters back 94, I think it came out. 93, 94. First of all, this has got a killer soundtrack. One of the best songs is Stone Temple Pilots' The Big Empty. It was also on their album too, but it was on this soundtrack, which is a great song. I like the movie. I wasn't like super into it. It's a movie that I feel like I probably should revisit because it's been a long time since I saw it. It probably has been since the mid-90s since I saw it. But I think this figure looks really awesome. I'm a fan of Caustic Plastic. I have the Rocky figure they did, Rocky Balboa, the Underdog. It was done for the Sly Stallone shop under their banner, but it's Caustic Plastic. I think it's a really good figure. I'm a big Rocky fan, and I'm looking forward. They're coming out with another Rocky figure, I think soon, from Rocky 4. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm really looking forward to their Conan the Barbarian figure. That's a definite pre-order for me.
Crazy.
I think if you're into this movie, I think you're gonna be very happy with this.
That's fair. Dave, you said Labyrinth was your favorite movie of all time, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
For the longest time, it's been Labyrinth and The Princess Bride have been vying for the top spot until Deadpool and Wolverine happened. That took over immediately. But
fair.
But
I didn't put him up today, but obviously Caustic Plastic is giving us. That's
also this. Jared.
It's a shame. The Crow is definitely high on my list of movies, though. It was in '94, the same year that Mariah Carey's Christmas song happened. They're both 31 years old.
Facts out here today, boys.
So, this movie, holy nuggets, I was like 16, 15 when this movie came out. I was just the right age for this movie, and this movie came out. It is very much a product of its time, but it still is awesome in its way. I love the hell out of this movie. I named my first son Brandon Lee, actually, and really? because she wouldn't let me name him Logan. So there was that. Number 2 got Logan, but this figure looks fantastic. This sculpt looks amazing. I've often thought about going and finding one of the other Eric Draven figures that are out there, but I did make one rule for myself when I got into this: don't collect backward, and I've stuck to that, except for like the Deadpool 2 figure. I bought that one because I didn't want to wait for the next movie. But I have pretty well stuck to that, and I'm glad that I did, because this is smoking all of them so far. And this is going to be fantastic. I don't know how big that diorama is going to be. Holy nuts. It looks like it's going to be big. But like...
I don't have a shot of that.
Yeah.
Have they released the 3 SKUs like they normally do?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't
seen
it.
They normally have for pre-order at the end of November, I think, Pete. So I don't think they.
Yeah. Okay, so they normally have like the basic figure with a kind of generic stand. Then they'll have like an intermediate one that will have maybe part of a diorama, something like that, and then there'll be like the full on, which probably could be like $700-800 with a bigger diorama, more accessories and things like that. So it's really good because they always give you like 3 tiers of buying.
Good. That's good to have options. I don't know where I'm going to go with it. Like, this is one of those where I immediately want to say I'm going big, but also I've got so many other figures that I've gone big on. You gotta tamp it down at some point.
Yeah.
But like this movie, the characters in this movie were fantastic. Like Bai Ling, I loved her in this movie. I actually met her in Kuwait in 2010, which was a crazy place to meet anybody.
Yeah.
but that was crazy. That chick is out of her damn mind, and yeah. But
That's awesome.
but the characters, the actors in this movie, I don't remember the name of the dude who played Top Dollar, but he was fun. He was a lot of fun. Everybody did a great job in this movie. The characters were fantastic.
Michael Wincott.
Yeah, that guy. He was good. He was good. They were all just. I love this movie so much. I wouldn't mind seeing more figures from this. I don't know that I would buy more figures from this, only because space and money and all that. But this one, I gotta get this one. This one I gotta have.
Even Ernie Hudson, I would like when Ernie Hudson popped up in the movie. I was like, damn! Like I'd only really feel like I'd known him from like Ghostbusters. Like I didn't really like to see him in this film. Was like it was a pleasure. It was fun.
Yeah, he was great in this movie too.
Hell yeah. What about you, Pete? What were your thoughts on Caustic Plastic here?
It's funny. So just to talk about The Crow. I mean, obviously, I would have seen it. I was 18 when this came out, and I think at the time it instantly became a cult movie because of obviously the death of Brandon Lee and the fact that it had kind of, you almost like weren't sure if you believed it or whether it was almost like a sort of viral marketing thing before that was even ever a thing, because you sort of couldn't quite believe that he was killed. So it kind of had that cult. So I remember I think I enjoyed it, but I've never, a bit like, I'm just sort of thinking to myself, I must have a thing about leather trench coats that I don't like because I'm not a massive Matrix fan. This I probably enjoyed it at the time, but I probably haven't watched it again. Maybe I should. So it's not one of those things where you see people like are absolutely insanely addicted to, they love this franchise, and that's great. So from that point of view I can't really add anything, but from a Caustic Plastic point of view they are fantastic. Yes, you'll pay top dollar for them, but they're really carving out that kind of horror, maybe like 80s kind of niche. I've got my only figure I've got at the moment is the Bela Lugosi Dracula, which is fantastic. Love that figure. Again, they had different levels. I got the one with the coffin, although that's not in the display because it doesn't fit, so it's just in the box. I've got the Frankenstein's monster on pre-order, which I think is due out Q1 2026. And again, I just went with the standard figure because I don't need those hulking great dioramas. But I mean, yeah, I'm all in for the Universal monsters. So they've teased the Mummy and Bride of Frankenstein as well. So I'm going to get all of those. But yeah, their work is top quality, I think. And I think this is the first. I'm not sure if they've done like a head sculpt before. This might be the first one. As official release. It does look fantastic. I mean, I can't fault the work on that sculpt, and obviously the fit and of the clothing, and if it's leather, it looks fantastic. So I think if you are a big enough fan to kind of put your money where your mouth is, then you won't be disappointed. And so there'll probably be 3 SKUs. So depending on like how big a fan you are and how deep your pockets are, or how much you want to kind of sacrifice on this, and there'll be options for everyone, I think. But yeah, they're great. And obviously, to just talk about the Conan, that is going to be amazing because Dario Barbera, who works for Caustic Plastic Infinite and does a lot of the sort of the paints and design and stuff. He kind of carved out his name on Facebook by doing Conan Customs, so he's very well, he knows that franchise inside out. And they're going for the one for the first movie, so you kind of get more clothes, because the Destroyer, he's basically just in a pair of pants and boots, Whereas with the Barbarian one, you get the top, you get the legging, the trousers, the leggings, and all that sort of thing. It'd be cool if it comes. I don't know if it is, whether it'll come with like the helmet and the big axe and stuff that he has in the final battle. Be good to have all of that. But again, there'll be like different levels. So it might be that you get those on like the second tier. The third tier is definitely going to have some of those like ruins, where they're fighting amongst the old castle ruins and things like that. So, but yeah, that stuff's fantastic. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I love when companies like give us a diorama that you want to display, right? Like I'm thinking of the Frankenstein. I think he had that big door behind him.
So yeah, the middle one's got kind of like the floor and everything with the wall and the torch and everything, and then the most expensive one has got the door as well.
That's insane. It looks so cool.
But it added a lot of money, and I'd already kind of built a dio because I got a custom one I did. So I thought I don't need that. They're lovely and they'll look fantastic, but the space they take up and the additional cost, I was like, it's the figure I want. It's the sculpt. It's the paintwork. It's the tailoring. That's where the money is for me with custom plastic.
Speaking of Frankenstein, I did see the new Frankenstein film in theaters last week, the Guillermo del Toro.
Oh yeah, film. I'm really looking forward to that. Was it good?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I hadn't seen any trailers going into it. Like I went into it very just open-minded, right? I was expecting it to be a pretty basic level Frankenstein story, but I've been watching Frankenstein films my whole life, so. Mary Shelley's one sticks out to me as one that always stood out to me, but this one was great. I really enjoyed it, way more than I was expecting. It's a little on the long side, I think.
Yeah,
it's a little on the long side. I think that's my only criticism. Was there was a couple moments. Yeah, there was a couple moments that I was like, they could have probably shortened X, Y, and Z build-up scenes just to get to the point a little bit faster. But at the same time, if you're not in a hurry, it was a really, really well done story.
And I imagine
the actors were all fantastic,
visually stunning as well. I imagine
beautiful.
Gothic to the max. Beautiful. Kind of thing. Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, I saw it's on Netflix on November the 7th already, or something like that.
So Friday.
It's around the corner. Yeah, which is amazing. So definitely watch it if you guys are in any way, shape, or form a Frankenstein fan. Don't even watch the trailer. Don't watch any reviews. Just go in and check it out. So,
yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed it because I'm pretty hyped for that.
Oh yeah, but this figure I'm also very excited for. So guys, let us know if you're watching on replay or in the chat now. Is this one you're going after? What about the the Labyrinth figure as well? There's so much that's coming out from Caustic Plastic that's kind of exciting. I was teasing my buddy Will Foxification, because I guess poor guy, he'd said he didn't think that Caustic Plastic had made their name for themselves yet, and then the poor guy got ragged on, I guess, pretty bad. So they definitely have given themselves a really good name so far.
Yeah,
they're curious to see these figures in hand.
Their output is a lot lower in numbers compared to the ones that people know, Hot Toys and all that stuff. But I think because of that, you get real love and artistry kind of just poured into these figures.
Speaking of artistry, Mr. Pete, the Amazing Spider-Man figure has been released as well this last week, which came with its own set of controversy, if I'm honest, because obviously I think the big thing for most of us as figure collectors is, what's the likeness look like? How good is it? Did they capture the actor? Does this look like Andrew Garfield to me? One of the big notable wins here, in my opinion, is how flexible the outfit is. Some of the poses this figure can pull off are freaking awesome.
Mad poses.
They're freaking awesome. But I will also say that sometimes blogger photos can let figures down a little bit. And I know that I want to say it's Zord Photography, but I could be wrong. The blogger photos from this most recent round, in my opinion, are better than the original blogger photos for the actual pre-sale of the figure. These photos really sell the figure, at least for me, in terms of the action shots, some of the scenery that he's posed them up with. They look really good. But then there are some photos, like the picture here on the right-hand side, that I do think that the likeness is a little bit lost in it. And I'm having a hard time truly determining whether I think that it's, again, the photography and the lighting, or if it's the figure itself. Is this one of those figures that once you have it in hand, you're going to be like, holy shit, that is Andrew Garfield to a T? Or are you still going to feel like there's a little bit of lost there? to me, this is the best representation of Andrew Garfield so far for people, in my opinion. But I was curious what you guys thought. Pete, I'll stick with you first, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think compared to the original 1.0 of this, it's miles ahead. That's quite an old figure now. I think I owned it at one point. Sold it on. So I think, yeah, I mean, the body, the suit, I think the likeness, particularly on the left there, looks good. And I think I've come to believe that in 99% of all cases, having the figure in hand, the head sculpts are much better. And I think as bad as Nanjing can be with some of his like production photos and stuff, when they're doing the pre-order, I think he's been very good at showing, like, where he puts like 16 different photos of the same person, all with different zoom apertures and focal length and stuff like that, and it just shows you how the camera distorts stuff so much. And as good as these guys are, it's very much down to, there's so many factors involved. But I think when you get that thing in your hand and it's it's only this big, and you can look at it from all angles, and undoubtedly most sculpts have better angles than others. You got to work that sweet spot. And an example I give is the Endor Han Solo, that from a lot of angles, particularly straight on, not strong, but you kind of get that sort of side on and get the eyes right, and it really sings. So I personally, sometimes you can see that a dog is a dog, and you really want to avoid. But me, I've bought a lot of figures where I've actually just gone, I want to see it in hand to see how good that head sculpt is, and most of the time I've been pleasantly surprised that ones that people have ragged on are actually pretty good, in hand. So I think if you're a fan of this and you're putting together that, the triumvirate from No Way Home, stuff like that, then yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks good. I wouldn't worry about what you see here.
For sure. No, that's well said. I think Chris Porteous, our boy, Vintage Rebellion podcast, he says focal length is everything. Absolutely right, Pete. Totally agree. I hope you're doing well as well to everybody.
Yep.
Mr. Chris as well. But yeah, I totally agree. I do think he's a little on the old looking side, if I'm honest, though. When I look back at some of the photos from him in the first film,
how old is he now?
Really youthful looking.
Is in his 40s now, isn't he?
But this is from Amazing Spider-Man, though.
Oh, I see. This is, oh, right.
Yeah, so this is from his first film, which I'm like, he looks a little old then as a result. Just a little bit, somewhere in between.
Possibly, yeah. And I suppose the battle damage probably could make it look a little bit older. Potentially.
But
I like it.
Adam, what about you, buddy? Who is your Spider-Man? I don't think I've ever asked you that before. Who's your number one Spider-Man, and what were your thoughts on Andrew Garfield's representation / also the figure here?
Well, first of all, I want to give kudos to and you did as well, to Patrick, to Zord Photography. I think his pictures, his blogger photos were just awesome, and they really do sell this figure. I have this on pre-order, and I can't wait to get it. Now, in terms of my number one Spidey, it's a close call between Tobey, because I love those first two Tobey films, but I really do like Tom Holland. I guess Tom Holland kind of by a whisker. Tom Holland is my favorite because I love Civil War, and I like all three of his Spider-Man films, and Infinity War and Endgame are two of my favorite superhero films. So in terms of consistency of how his character has been represented in films, I guess I get it in longevity. I mean, we had 4 Tobey Maguire films, and 3 of them are good. So, but I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to...
You didn't like the emo Spidey scene where he's walking down the street and...
It's not a terrible film, but it's not my favorite film. Not my favorite film.
Fair.
I'm looking forward to getting this. There's a little space on my shelf there, but I've been saving. I have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I have like 4 or 5 different Tom Holland Spideys. And so I know technically this is not the suit he had in No Way Home. I don't care about that. This is from The Amazing Spider-Man. But thematically in my display, it'll be the 3 Spider-Man together. I thought the first Amazing Spider-Man was okay. It wasn't bad. I didn't think the second one was very good. But I like Andrew Garfield. And, Andrew Garfield, is probably one of the better actors to play Spider-Man. So, and I think he was his character arc in No Way Home was very good. Maybe one of the best in there, in that film.
Oh my god!
So I'm looking forward
when
to
he catches Mary Jane and he sees the relief, because it's just yeah.
Hey! Don't be throwing Mary Jane's name around like that.
Yeah, why?
I'm thinking,
I was
this figure's got a great base. It comes with a lot of like the skateboard, the camera. I think that, you get some value with this figure. Yeah, I think this is a home run. I can't wait to get it.
That's right. I guess it was MJ in that movie, wasn't it? X-Men. That were here.
I don't accept that either.
MJ, yeah.
It was an MJ. I thought what they call her in that movie. I'm forgetting now.
Yes, they did.
MJ.
And I maintain that it's bullshit
or something.
Michelle is fine. She has a great character, but let's not fucking just take a whole new character and kind of try to just erase Mary Jane Watson. No, fuck y'all for that. No.
That's fair. That's fair. Fair. I can appreciate that. I will say
Tiger.
Though,
come on.
When Gwen Stacy died, that was devastating. It wasn't a great film, but that was a devastating moment. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And to you there, Adam, I would say like Tobey's kind of my favorite too. What do you think is more likely, that we see a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4, or we see an Andrew Garfield 3rd film? What do you think is more likely?
I'm not sure either one is likely, but I think it's more likely that Tobey Maguire is in Avengers: Secret Wars.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet $20 on that Tobey is going to be in there along with Hugh Jackman,
some legacy
and some others,
sort of thing. I could see that. I think more likely would be a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4, just because I think it would be cool to see where his story went after the 3rd film, right? An aged up Spider-Man, maybe still with Mary Jane Watson, right? Like what does their life look like now? As older adults, right? Is he still swinging around as Spider-Man just as much? Like, what's that look like? I think that could be a cool story there, if they did it well. But same with Andrew Garfield, right? I mean, I liked Andrew Garfield's representation of Spider-Man because I think he nailed like the Spider-Man humor and like the wittiness, and like I did like the outfit, especially once he transitioned to the fully white eyes as opposed to the yellow kind of visor eyes that he's got on the first film. But one of my biggest complaints of the Amazing Spider-Man was that felt like there was too many like rehashed moments of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man film, right? Like we saw Ben die again and like some of those things, but like it didn't feel like it was very original, if I'm honest. It felt like just kind of a regurgitation of shit we'd already seen before. It was one of the reasons that I also ended up really liking the Pattinson Batman film, right? Because they ended up being able to give us Bruce Wayne's story again in a different way than what we'd seen over and over and over again of his parents dying in the alleyway. Like, we get it. If you like Batman, you already know that story. We don't need to see it over again, right? So, but yeah, I mean, I don't have any Andrew Garfield on order, if I'm honest. But if I was going to put one in the basket, as of right now, I think this is the best representation that we've seen. So, let's leave it there on this one. I was curious. I don't know if many of you guys will have much of a take on this one, if I'm honest, but I could be wrong. Higgs Artisan Edition Deluxe Version from Death Stranding 2. Now, I played Death Stranding 1. I actually really enjoyed Death Stranding 1. You are very much like basically like kind of a delivery guy in that film, right? I mean, you spend most of the game figuring out how to carry packages on your back in the most like I don't know how you'd say it. Like, it's the most like in a game, you know how like inventories in games, you just put everything in your inventory, but your character always looks the same. It was the most like you have containers and packs and everything. And like you get to the point where if you got so much inventory, you're carrying like a mountain of inventory on your back. And then all it takes is for you to trip over some landscape, for you to drop all your shit on the ground. And like there was some really infuriating parts of that game. But what I will say is that first game had some wonderful visuals. I liked Norman Reedus's character in that. And I just haven't gotten a chance to play or try Death Stranding 2 yet. So I'm not as familiar with this character. But this came out just around Halloween there. And I mean, in terms of Hot Toys, nothing screams to me like you know they need to make a figure for a license and more than this, because I haven't heard of anybody honestly truly asking for this character. Now I'm sure there are a few collectors out there, maybe even watching this stream tonight or watching on replay, that are going to go, Ben, you're freaking crazy, this character is amazing, how could you not want this in your display? I just don't have an attachment to it yet. So all I can say is objectively, this figure looks crazy. I do like the head sculpt. The paint applications are sweet. I like the mask interchangeable look. The artisan hair, while I don't know if it's necessary for this character or not, because again, not as connected to him, does look pretty freaking good. It's not too bushy. It's not too weird. So I think if you like the character, this could be pretty sweet. And that Norman Reedus figure that just recently got put up for pre-order as well looked amazing. Like, looked just like him, in my opinion. Like, potentially one of the best figure kind of previews, in my opinion, of the year in terms of prototypes. So for the folks that really love these games, this is likely a win. But I don't have a huge connection to it, so it's harder for me to have much more of a point to it than that. It looks objectively cool. I believe it's coming in at 3,000 limited items. So if you're one of the 3,000 people out there in the world that wants this, get your hat in the ring while you got the opportunity. However, 3,000 is still a pretty large batch. So I'll be curious to see if, is there a larger market for this overseas? Or again, maybe I'm just out to lunch and people love this game enough that it's going to fly off the shelf. I think anytime a figure is limited, it's easier for people to justify putting it in their collection because they know that they'll still have something that most of us don't have in our displays. But Adam, I'll stick with you on this one, buddy. Is there any thoughts here that you had on Higgs or Death Stranding or Death Stranding 2, anything like that?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not. Before I saw this on my news feed the other day, I never heard of this character. I would like a Daryl Dixon figure. That InArt's promising, because I like Norman Reedus in Walking Dead as Daryl Dixon, but I haven't played the game. I'm not familiar with it.
That's right, the Crow 2099. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's fair. Dave, you said you don't have much on this one either. Pete, I feel like you're probably kind of the same boat, eh? Buddy?
No, weirdest looking thing I've seen in a while. But yeah, I'm sure it's great if you love the game.
As I said, nothing screams like needs to do this for the license more as a figure than this one to me. Like I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh my god, that's the figure I needed." All this time.
He looks cool though.
He does look really cool, right? He does look cool. And even if you maybe aren't a fan of the game, if you have like a Halloween display or something like that, or like a creepy display, man, like the gold teary makeup and shit, that looks pretty freaking wild.
You don't get enough cool Rockstar type figures, so this would be cool for that.
Also true. Yeah, also true. Well, since we don't have a big take on this one, let's talk maybe about this instead, because I saved this one as a just in case. So Topo is also giving us a basically like a figure outfit set that you can get. Now this is the Hot Toys boots and the Hot Toys head sculpt, so they're not giving us those pieces of it. However, if you were not super happy with the Hot Toys T1000 body proportions like I wasn't super happy with it, or maybe you weren't happy with the stitching, the stitching was not white, but it was reflective enough stitching that depending on your display lighting, it kind of flashed white. That might have been something that bothered you. So again, Topo is giving us this set that you can interchange with your Hot Toys figure. In my opinion, this is a win because Hot Toys gave us virtually everything in the box for two figures without a figure body. And so if you're interested, this gives you the opportunity to have both looks potentially in your display. You can rock both head sculpts on both looks. To me, the Hot Toys one wasn't necessarily a flub. I didn't think it was that bad. You can see the Hot Toys one on the left and the Topo on the right. And again, I had to zoom in. People are saying it's egregiously better on the Topo one. I disagree with that. I think like it is better, but marginally. I don't think, like, unless you're looking at it super close, I don't think it's that crazy of a difference. But you can see again the Hot Toys one on the left, the body proportions look a little out, and the stitching definitely flares a little white, which is off in my opinion compared to what it looks like from the film. So I was excited about this because I think for that kind of $100 to $150 range these topos normally go for, I'm going to get this either way so I can display both looks for my T1000 set. Either way, I think it's a win. But I was curious for you guys. Did you guys get the T1000, the newest one? In the
I have the
display?
1.0.
You got the 1.0. Okay. Is this something that you consider getting to upgrade that one then? Or?
Probably not, no.
No way. Okay. Interesting.
I honestly don't see the difference. I'm looking at this, and like I guess the shoulders, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say the shoulders is the most standout for me.
I don't have an eye for this, so I just don't. I don't have an eye for this type of thing.
The tailoring is a little bit better.
The same figure to me.
The tailoring is a little bit better.
I think a little bit better.
The body isn't as, because it does come with a body, right? As what I've been hearing.
Right.
The body isn't quite as thin. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
he
not
just
quite
looks a
as
little
scrawny.
bit more filled out.
And the hands aren't as big.
Yes, they're not as big on the hands. That was a huge piece that I meant to mention as well. Look at how big the hands are on the Hot Toys one here in comparison to like the more realistic look on the Topo. It's wild difference there. So, but I agree with you. I think, but again, you look at your display 90% of the time from at least 2 or 3 feet away, sometimes even further away. So when you're seeing it at a distance or seeing it even on a screen, like if you're watching this stream today on a cell phone or on a computer screen or something, you might be like, what the hell? I can't tell the difference. Which one is better? Like, it's hard to say. They're marginally better.
So it comes with the body, is that right?
I believe so, yes. I could be wrong.
What's the price?
Check me in the chat, guys, if I'm wrong on that. I think it was $150. $150.
That's pretty good, because I think, obviously the fact that they've tailored the suit to that body makes a big difference. I think if it was just the suit, I've spent many years and many thousands of pounds on the indie custom circuit, and a lot of the problem with that is people spend a lot of time modding bodies to get the because they've somebody's made this clothing set, but it's not necessarily for a particular body. They'll recommend a body, but then people are, shaving the chest down, putting different chest pieces on, arms. I've never bothered. I've always found, certain bodies that are good enough. But I think with this one, that is a very good point that it is tailored for that body. So, and I think for me, it doesn't bother me because I'm not a massive, not a massive Terminator fan in the same way that I am for other franchises, but if it was a franchise that mattered that much to me, I would spend the money, because I do that with Indy and with Star Wars and things like that. If someone does a custom that's more accurate, that's the one I want, because I want the best representation. So I think if Terminator 2 is right up there for you, then I would upgrade, because I think it does look better. It might only be marginal, and you could probably sell the other one if you didn't need it. So
interesting. One of the chat members here, figure it out -EM4SN says people are complaining the shirt pockets are not in line. One is higher than the other on the Topo.
And the buttons.
The right pocket.
Honestly, if you never said it, I don't know if I would have noticed it right off.
It's because they ran out of room for the badge, so they had to drop the pocket.
Right? Again, I think the failure on Hot Toys' part was that they gave us everything in the suit in the box, other than a body. So like you have to swap outfits if you want to change the looks, and changing the outfit was a pain in the ass for me. Especially taking the belts off and like some of that kind of stuff. Really challenging. The other thing I liked about the Topo is they've toned down the shoes. So on the Hot Toys one, they gave them what looked to me like almost like dress shoes, whereas these look a little bit more like police shoes in my opinion. Just a little bit more matte. I think that they look a little bit better. But what I will say is that likely, and I don't know this for a fact, likely the Topo won't have the magnetic chest section. So the Hot Toys one, you can do like the magnetic like bullet time effects or whatever, like the bullet damage. I doubt that they'll have this on the Topo one. However, there's nothing to say that you can't slip some magnets under the shirt there and still make it work, I'm sure, to a certain extent, right? You get a strip magnet or something like that.
Yeah, possibly.
A couple under the pocket if you wanted to. You can figure something out, I'm sure. So I think, you know what, I think it's about $150. I do think it's a win. And it gives the ability to display both looks, which I think is the biggest win for Hot Toys collectors. At least for me. That's because, I hate having a figure that has so much cool shit in the box, and then 90% of it still just lives in my closet once I get it in hand. It's painstaking. It's painstaking. So,
what's great about this though is if you're looking to have a few cops in your display for like a if you're doing some kind of like where you got Batman fighting some cops or something. That's pretty cool. You can just grab a few of these, get some heads.
Right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
It's a good idea.
100%.
So Ben, just before you get to this, have you already spoken about Bespin Han?
I didn't. We can take a quick look at it. Because he came up last week, and I didn't know if it would be too old of news or not.
No.
No. Let's take a look at it quick. We got a few minutes.
It's one of the biggest announcements from Hot Toys in years, because
he is pretty big.
People have been after this for so long.
I know. I was pissed. I had him on last week's show sheet, and then I didn't have my show. Here, let's do this. Let me pull this up real quick. Stop screen. If everybody in the chat is cool to hang out for a few extra minutes, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, we got Mr. Bespin Han here, Han Solo. Now, I was so excited about this. Pete, I was one of those people this time that I was the happy I waited, team, because I almost got the Return of the Jedi figure like several times, and I had the fear of missing out on that one because
I think Shane was the same. He had it in his back pocket just in case this. Oh my god!
And while I was like, it wasn't the perfect expression for me on the Return of the Jedi one. No. It was still a Han Solo, right? And I still think I could kind of futz him into my display. But 90% of my Star Wars display is Empire Strikes Back. So I was holding out hope that they'd give us this. And I said to the boys at Collecting Weekly when Return of the Jedi one was released that I was like, mark my words, in the next 90 days we'll see a Bespin Han. And they thought I was crazy. And here it is, and I was so freaking excited about it. Now, Pete, I've seen some criticism that the hair sculpting is a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a
like
New Hope.
New Hope, right? A little bit more. That wasn't a deal breaker for me. I think the likeness to Harrison Ford here is freaking
if you
insane.
find the close-ups of the head sculpt.
Oh my god, it's so good. And it gives me some pretty significant hope for a young indie, honestly, at this point. Right,
definitely.
But I love this. Well, tell me your thoughts on it, buddy. How did you feel?
I think it's fantastic. It's funny because obviously I don't have the same issue with people, that just want. Look at that.
That's insane.
Just want one hand, because I've got New Hope, Empire, and Jedi. Full shelf, so I was always going to buy the Return of the Jedi one anyway. My collection has very much been, I've got customs of everything that Sideshow or Hot Toys didn't make, and just replace it. I just upgrade them as they come. So Endor Ham was an absolute gimme for me anyway, and this is just icing on the cake. I've got a custom one using the shirt and the jacket from the Hoth Sideshow one, which is pretty good. But the likeness is great, and I mean, a lot of people are obviously saying that the hair is more New Hope, but it's great because we know that we're going to, we all know that we're going to get 2.0s of all the New Hope stuff in a couple of years' time. So it bodes well for obviously, they can just reprint this one as spot on. It'd be nice if they did tweak the hair, but I'm not holding out any hope for that, and I don't think it's off enough that anything to worry about. But that, I think that is for me, that's the best that anyone's ever nailed Harrison Ford, and that includes all of the hundreds of custom indie sculpts that are out there and that I've bought many of. Custom, this is it. I think somebody's finally found the key to open up that the seemingly impossible likeness to capture. So I pre-ordered it day one with 1/6 kit. I thought about maybe even buying two to use the to put the head sculpt on my New Hope, but then I thought, well, no, because then I've got like 3 Bespin outfits, and what am I going to do with the other the other one, let alone 2? because I've got the custom one as well. So I thought, well, I know that they're definitely going to bring out the 2.0 of A New Hope. So yeah, just the one. But yeah, I'm it's different. It's a funny thing because obviously I've already got the figure in my collection, so it's not maybe the same excitement that someone that hasn't got a hand or is holding out. But it will be nice to kind of, you know, upgrade the custom I've got. So I think it's exceptional.
You know what pissed me off though, Pete? And like again, I've been in the game long enough. I should have known better. But I didn't put in an order on the Chewie with the C-3PO backpack because I was like, if they don't give us Han, ESB Han, then I probably don't need a Chewie. Like I probably could live without it. But as soon as they announced this, I went over to Sideshow to go and pre-order the Chewie because I'm like, I need it obviously now, and it was already waitlist. And I was like,
yeah, but
so
I
was happy I waited on this, but I was like pissed that I waited on that.
You can get one, Ben. You can get one. It's not going to be a problem.
I'll find it.
You know, Toys by an Agent will have it up.
Or Toys by
yeah, and you know, you can get it. I've got that on pre-order as well. I'm not sure if I'm keeping it. So, but then as we found out, Ben, the postage just kills it for anything.
Oh my god!
Any deals between me and you. So
I tried to sell Pete a figure, and it was going to be like an extra. What was it? Like 200 pounds or something? Like it was insane. It was insane. It made no sense.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, and obviously we should get the Bespin Escape Leia as well. She's been teased enough times now. I've got a custom of that. Well, just using the Hoth outfit and the you know, the gown Bespin head sculpt, but that's coming as well. So yeah, we're getting these. We're getting the crew together, and this is I love this. Well done, Hot Toys.
Well said. Thanks for mentioning this one, Pete. Yeah, definitely a great figure. Adam, Dave, did you guys have any final thoughts on Han here as well, or?
Yeah, since I started collecting Hot Toys, this to me has been my most requested, most sought after figure, and it seems like you know, stream after stream, people want this. This is actually, I was on Masamano's King Shark Tank, and this was Jose Plus and Marco G's show, and this was actually my proposal, was Bespin Han. This was my proposal for that competition. I can't wait to get this. I couldn't wait. You know, I get tired of waiting, and I got a custom kit dash. But
have you got the Tory box outfit, Adam? Or
and
that's
I'm glad about this figure is it comes with the Hoth jacket, the long coat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the brown Hoth coat on my custom and have this one on display. And I think this is the best Harrison Ford 1/6 head sculpt that we've seen so far.
And those, I was going to say, those new hand sculpts they did for Return of the Jedi hand are brilliant. So they can reuse, obviously the gloved ones here as well, but the paintwork and the sculpting on those, the hands that came
better.
They're brilliant.
They do look better.
They're really good.
100%.
I've used
it's just the ball joint that I hate. I think that's the thing that I'm just like, that's ugly. Like,
a lot of us have used those splayed out hands for our like these ones for our indie figures, because it's really great with him. His hands on his hips kind of thing, and they're so good. So ball joint, but you could probably pull that shirt down a little bit, the white shirt, I'd imagine.
You could I do hope that you know, forearm like seamless looks become more of a thing for the future of Hot Toys, you know, to have like a swap out forearm as opposed to just the hand piece.
But they were aren't they, getting them under those jackets.
Yeah, it's true. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
but no, it's really freaking cool. Dave, any final thoughts then on Han?
He's tempting. Star Wars is not a high priority for me in general. I have pretty well the characters that are available that I want, but I do have Chewbacca on order because my God, that's an amazing looking figure. And you know, you kind of want to have Han to go with Chewbacca, and this guy looks great. He's got to be the best Han so far, right?
Absolutely.
And
definitely.
And I got it. And I still have to get Hera and Chopper. And I have this vision in my brain of a display where, you have Han and Chewie and Hera and Chopper, and you got maybe Andor and K2, and maybe you got Mando and Grogu, and they're all like, in a cantina or something. That just feels like a really fun display to me. And I kind of want to make that happen. But like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I may or may not. I'm still debating on keeping Chewie only because, again, Star Wars isn't the high priority, and there's a lot of Wolverine happening probably pretty soon.
Well, if you get Chewie and you decide to move him on, let me know.
I will. You will be the first person that I let know.
I'll take him off. Maybe I'll take I'll take him off.
You will be the first person that I tell about that.
I appreciate that. We got some Mondo talk in the chat here as well. Pete Nick saying Mondo's Two-Face hits Tuesday. I'm excited to see that. That'd be dope. Can't start Turtle Line. Already all in on Batman. No, I'd be all in on Superman animated. Yeah, man. Mondo has got some great stuff.
That too.
Really great stuff. Yeah, there's
Storm is
so
out,
many great.
or Storm is on order right now. Like she's gonna be, that window's closing in a couple of days, and friggin'
it's just an amazing time to be a collector. There's just so many nostalgic punches in the chest that it's like it's hard to keep up with. Like there's just so many cool things that we're
not hurting for options. We're definitely not.
No,
it's like I'm feeling like I'm almost completely done with my Star Wars collection display now. I mean, this guy ticks a box. The TIE Fighter pilot, that kind of does. Maybe I could squeeze an AT-AT pilot in if they do that. But other than that, there's not really anyone that I'm kind of like. I'm kind of done, which is sad in a way. But
I would love to see an update to Farm Boy Luke.
Oh, they'll do all those.
Original one.
Yeah.
They will.
Think they'll do all them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to be having to do upgrades, obviously, for those, which is fine.
Pete, one last question for you, then we'll wrap it up here. Oh, and sorry, Adam, give me two. Actually, Adam, you say your thought first. I can hold mine.
Yeah, the only actually I kind of agree with you, Pete. The only real 1.0 Star Wars figures that we haven't had yet that I'd like to see would be in Episode 1 Obi-Wan.
Yep.
A Queen Amidala from Episode 1 and a young Anakin. I don't know if they'll ever do the young Anakin because they just tend not to do
They did young Ahsoka. They did young
Ahsoka.
They
do a young Ahsoka, which I have.
I think now that Bespin Han, I think Episode 1 Obi is the top of everyone's wish list now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the Sideshow one, which actually the sculpt on that is not too bad. But I would definitely upgrade that one.
Definitely.
They do have that kickable body, so they're probably going to look for a reason to reuse that. So if they could possibly do a young Anakin, if they could get Jake Lloyd to sign off on it, they're probably going to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to do it. Moose Stream, Mr. 12-inch Moose Stream, member for 21 months. That is crazy, dude. Thank you so much for being a channel supporter for so long, man. He says, thanks for the 150 characters. I've addressed the new Han Solo announcement on my YouTube channel at the Moose Stream. It's 16 seconds long, and it's cute. So go over and check that out for Mr. Moose. Figure It Out asks, does anyone think Hot Toys will put the Millennium Falcon cockpit up now? This was going to be my question for you, Pete, because look at the work that they've put into this diorama display background. Do you think that we'd at least get a display background like this from Hot Toys?
Possibly. I think that's as far as they go. But then again, this is the same one that they showed years and years ago.
Is it? Okay, that's
yeah, I think so. I can't see it. I mean, there's a possibility of the diorama, but that's still a big diorama there. I don't think they'll do it. I'm always on the edge about selling my Jazz Inc. one. So if anyone in the UK is getting this Han and this Chewie and they really want one, then hit me up. But there's no way I'm posting it anywhere. So it's collection only, and I do love it, but it's taking up a lot of space that I don't have. And it's one of those things where it's a character in itself, so you don't need to have people in it because you don't really see them unless you display it with the cockpit with the top off, and then obviously then you're opening it up to dust and all sorts. So it's a difficult one. It's amazing, but it's very difficult to display well. and get the most out of it, I think. So so I don't think Hot Toys will do it. But yeah, the backdrop, they could definitely do that door and cut that down. But I don't know that they'd want to do all of that work on it. You know, you've got proper wires and stuff there, which Jazzing didn't go to that length, because I mean, you're not really looking at that. It has got the back wall. Sure. But I mean, who's displaying that like that unless you've got it on on a turntable or something?
Sure.
So yeah, but
interesting. I think the backdrop idea, especially if it's not cardboard, is a fantastic idea. Yeah. But it's hard to say exactly how many collectors would invest in it. How much display space are you willing to commit to one character potentially, or could you put multiples right in front? But like you said, the cockpit itself is so freaking huge that in itself is like a vehicle. I mean, it's the size of a 6-scale vehicle, right? I mean, considering.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
Even then, you have to, and that doesn't fit in a coffee table, I'm sure, very well, or some of these other things either, right? So,
no, it's just sat on the desk that I'm sitting at, just next to me. But I did put it up for sale a while back, but it's obviously a limited audience. One, because of the price of it, and also, you know, you got to come and get it and stick it in your car, because I'm not posting that. So
very fair. Guys, thank you so much for getting nuts with us today. Everybody in the chat, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button on the way out the door today, if you enjoyed the show, definitely be appreciated. I do want to give a shout out to our classy nuts here. We got Alvin J, Honest Hansel, Money Mendez, Harry Dempsey, 6-Scale Mafia, 1-6-Figure Focus, Parks Industries, King Dingaling, Jose G Hernandez, The Real Tex Conway, Collection Obsession, The Movie Canon, Figurecraft, Jim Collector, Don Maton, Alex Serrato, Pop Culture Relics, Daniel SC, Ryan Smith, Collector Joey, Sam Giss, Rachel Miller, Mike and Callie, Figure in a Bubble, Daguito, Blurred Dad Life, Alex Serrato, Pliskin Incorporated, Andres, IB, Earth 616 Collector, Tony Tom, Saphira Cosplay, Aaron Broverman, Big Rib, as Dean would say, Big Dog Pound 1, Akira, Monroe Corbilla, Stoned Capybara, Vita aka Her Geeky Side, Feeldaburn, Mr. Robert. We love you, bud. We're going to move you over to the Nut Kings category here at the end of the show today. Fig Poser, and then to our Nut Kings we got SpongeBob Square Balls, Mr. Classy Thomas, missed that guy as well every single week, Collecting Weekly, The Batman, 12-inch Moose Dream, X-Men Supreme, Peter Cass, Valkyrie Magnus, Ronnie, One Adam 12, Sith Scale Collector, OG Fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars, Manny Fresh 369, Trevor Weed, and Tijuana Mike, aka King Churro. And just a reminder again, guys, if you're just tuning in for the last little bit here, anybody who's in the Nut King category, your envelopes with stickers have been sent out at least a month ago now. I want to say about 6 weeks ago. But we've been having a Canada Post strike. So from what I can tell, everything is currently stuck at the border. So once that strike is done, you guys will be getting your envelopes. But thanks for your patience on that, guys. I apologize.
Mine might take a little longer than
I was so excited to get them out to people. I was pissed that happened. So, but anyways, you guys will see them coming in. So thanks again for your patience and being channel supporters either freaking way. But I love you guys. Mr. Pete, anything coming up for you, buddy, this next week that you're excited about?
I don't think so. I think OFAC's a bit of a curious beast at the moment. We'll definitely get a show out before Christmas, but whether that be November or December, I can't say with any confidence. But I'll be sure to be back on here a few times between now and then.
Would love that, dude. Love that. Anytime you pop in, I'm always pleased. So to see your face, man. So
cheers, man.
Love you, buddy. Thanks for always being here, as always, bud. So, Mr. X-Men Supreme, Mr. Dave, always happy to have you here as well. Good sir, with your groomed, brushed beard and mustache today. You're looking good. Anything coming up for you this week, buddy, that you're excited about?
Yeah, at some point when they stop tossing it across my state into other states, I'm gonna have the Mondo Wolverine 2.0, the Tiger Stripe Bear. He was in Houston for like 3 friggin' days just sitting there. And now he's in Kansas City. I don't know why. They sent him twice as far just to go over the top of me. DHL is stupid like that. So maybe I'll have him tomorrow. Maybe I'll have him on Tuesday. Maybe it'll be in 2 more weeks. Who knows? But also, I've got the Battling Deadpool finally on the way. That should be here.
That's a cool figure.
According to the post, it should be here on Friday, in which case I plan to be out of town. So Who knows what's gonna happen there?
It's gonna live on your front porch for a weekend. You hate to see it.
Yeah. Friggin', porch pirates and weather be damned.
Jesus. Yeah, the Ricans,
But it's great to be here and see you guys. I will probably still. I don't know. I haven't heard about Canon Council for Friday, but I imagine we're gonna have one, and I should be available for that still. So we should be good to go there.
Just a show Friday night.
Okay, but other than that, yeah, man, just sitting here. Trying to curate and move figures out and get ready for figures coming in and just doing the thing and enjoying the streams. Yeah.
It's funny because I'm Canadian. Anytime somebody talks about Houston, I don't think it's a real place. All I can think of is that they have a problem from all the NASA movies. That's how it feels to me in my heart. So.
And that's where the bad guys in Superman 2 land.
Superman 2, Planet Houston.
Yeah, Planet Houston.
Oh,
Planet Houston. Yeah.
That's awesome. Mr. Ronnie, one of our awesome channel members, always generous as well, dude. Thank you so much. Gifted 5 Ben Thomas Show memberships to folks out there in the world, trying to get them to drink the classy nut Kool-Aid. You love to see it. Oh, dude, thanks so much for your generosity, man. As always, let's give you a little decent, dude. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you, buddy. Always really generous there. Mr. Adam, co-host of the show. Thanks so much for being back, buddy. I know you're putting up the content with your young one there all the time. I love seeing her enthusiasm with you, but you've become quite the voice in the community. I feel like whenever I'm on a show, when I tune in to Wednesday Jedi Knights Watch, for example, they always sing your praises when you pop in the stream there. It's always great to hear. So what's coming up for you, buddy? And thank you so much for being here, as always.
Thanks for having me, as always. Always a great show, guys. If you haven't checked out, Emily and I did an unboxing of the new Superman. Love that figure.
Nice.
It was a great
it's up
one.
there in my top 3 or 4 figures of the year so far. Really good figure. And I'll be joining Mr. X-Man Supreme Friday night on Geo's The Movie Canon Council. So that'll be cool. And in terms of figures I got coming in, I finally bit the bullet on Friday night. I had a bunch of reward points. I had a $20 off coupon for Sideshow. I got the Sideshow Greedo figure, and I've been wanting this figure for a while. I've been wanting a 1/6 Greedo for a long time. I just didn't want to pay that full price for it because it's like $280.
Yeah. So
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till I get some rewards points, a coupon, and it's almost out of stock. I'm like, all right, I'll press the button now. And I got it. So that hopefully should come in by the end of the week. We'll see how that looks.
They need Beto.
Yeah, dude.
Beto, his weird brother.
If you get that, let's show it next Sunday if you can. Like if you get it this week, like still watch the unboxing if you do one, but yeah, bring it on the show. I'd love to see what your thoughts are on that in hand because I'm shocked that's even still available. If I'm honest, considering
yes, good.
Yeah.
Dave, I was going to say, I got the deluxe Wolverine, as most of us have, and I was adamant that I was going to sell the Hugh Jackman head sculpt. Once I got it in hand, I was like, "This is amazing!" So I bought the Undeniable which clothing set, but I bought the World Box 012 body and the outfit from the Origins movie. The classic. The red shirt, the jeans, the jacket. It looks amazing. That's
dope.
Love it. Yeah.
That's dope.
I would argue that's one of the best Hot Toys figures I've ever done.
Yeah.
With that sculpt, I really think it's one of the best figures. It's I'm not going to say it's the best figure of the year yet. We'll see, but it's one of the best figures I own.
It's up there. Yeah, love it. Amazing.
I'm excited. I got kicked down the road. Hate to see it. I'll put it under the Christmas tree. Yeah. I'll wrap it for myself. Don't worry about it. Guys, that's the show for the day. Thank you to my panelists. Love you guys for always being here on Sundays. Like we said about Feeldaburn, always hug your friends, your family members. Tell the folks that make time for you in their life, that you care about them, because I care about you guys. You guys help me make this show what it is and bring the energy every single week. Well, not every single week, because I don't do it every single week. I'm bad with my cadence.
the weeks
but
that
when
you're
I
here.
do it, you guys are awesome. So I freaking love you guys. But all that to say, Mr. Adam 12, we got nuts. And thanks for watching, everybody.
Wow, what a great audience. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Because subscribing makes you feel good. Where should I go? What should I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. It's gone. It's all gone.